Yeah. What we doing? Bearded conversation, homie, tap in. Why you hating? You already know we locked in. The world's greatest. Broadcasting live and they love it, but don't judge it.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and grand rising, grand rising, grand rising to all my overseas brothers and sisters and all my in-state melanated brothers and sisters. Welcome to another episode of Bearded Conversation. Today is Thumpin Thursday. Hey, first and foremost, big ups to all my followers, fans, viewers, and subscribers. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and thumb up the video, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. Secondly, big ups to the best moderators in the game. Y'all know who they are. Young boy Maya Bucks, Master Teacher Fox Down, TLS, Preston McKenzie, aka P Mac. We got Club Can't Get In, Gare Bear, Big Frank, Diablo, Dave, and don't forget about my big bro, Professor Remo, bringing up the real for show. And we got them queens, man. We got the first lady, Miss Gigi Gaming Palace. We got Miss Starworth Markets LLC. We got the beautiful Miss Asha Brooks, and last but not least, we got Miss CC Craven, carefully, y'all. Hey, and if I missed anybody, man, salute. Big ups to all my moderators out there, man. Without y'all, we couldn't get it going. Hey, don't forget to check out Lynn Chicago Pizza, man, 501 East 61st Street, right here in Chicago, Illinois. Dan Soul Food and Bakery, 2523 West 79th Street, also located in Chicago, Illinois. And the cafe where grown folks play, 17553 South Kedzie, located in Hazelcrest. And if you're over East My Way, 2911 East 79th Street, Chicago, Illinois, man, the Urban Lust Cafe. Make sure y'all check them out. We got an update, man, but y'all can Google the House of Wellness, man, for their services, but it's been an address change. When I get that, I will let y'all know. And also, man, any and all melanated businesses out there, make sure y'all get out there and support them, man. Make sure y'all circulate that black dollar with the family, man. Let's get it, man. Let's get our economics back. Y'all know what it is, man. As I get myself together, man, I like to hit y'all with the re-rocks, you know what I'm saying? With the intro song without me talking over it so y'all can enjoy it. So y'all know what I like to do, man. Hit it with the re-rocks and it go a little something like this.
Yeah, we coming off the block with this one. Yes, sir. Yeah. What up, man? Yeah. Bearded conversation, homie, tap in. Why you hating? You already know we locked in. The world's greatest. Broadcasting live and they love it, but don't judge it. Off the block, giving it back. Bearded conversation, homie, tap in. Why you hating? You already know we locked in. The world's greatest. Broadcasting live and they love it, but don't judge us. Damn. Got it off the block, forming a dynasty from a rock. Laid back in the cut, press play, can't get enough. Yo, let's chop it up in every location. A bearded conversation, opportunity keep knocking like child support payments. Started from the bottom like basements, now we famous. Podcast official, the topic will probably hit you from a distance like a pistol. The survival of the fittest, how we living it, rolling like a dealership.
Managing several businesses. No, you don't need a membership.
Just follow us on YouTube, Knowledge Supreme.
P Mac, what's going on, P Mac?
Let's talk about it. Going live, check your notifications so you can holler. Or leaving in the comments, debate it, just being honest. Chicago topics, worldwide views, we supersonic. Big Angus Conga, circle back round like every week. Tell a friend off the block, it's where we meet. Bearded conversation, homie, tap in. Why you hating? You already know we locked in. The world's greatest. Broadcasting live and they love it, but don't judge us. Got it off the block, giving it back to hood lovers. Bearded conversation, homie, tap in. Why you hating? You already know we locked in. The world's greatest. Broadcasting live and they love it, but don't judge us. Got it off the block, giving it back. Come on. The hood lovers, off the block, giving it back. The hood lovers, broadcasting live. Off the block, giving it back. Bearded conversation off the block, giving it back. Bearded conversation off the block, giving it back. Bearded conversation off the block, giving it back.
Yo. Welcome to another episode of Bearded Conversation. I am your host, BeardedBuckZ, aka the Con Man, BKA Mr. PGK. What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome to another episode of Bearded Conversation, man. Today is Thumpin Thursday, y'all. What's going on, my beautiful people, my superheroes, and my Beardonians, man? How y'all feel out there today, man? Hope everybody doing good. Hope everybody getting ready for this beautiful weekend that we're about to have, but that we should have. I ain't talking about weather-wise. I'm just talking about energy and spirit-wise. So let's kick it off, man. Y'all know how I like to do. Let's keep everyone in our thoughts, prayers, views, and meditations. Let's keep everyone in our thoughts, our prayers, our views, and meditations. One last time, let's keep everyone in our thoughts, our prayers, our views, and meditations, man. There's people we come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. There's people we're cordial with. That's our families, our extended families, our bearded conversation families, our bearded studio family, and our bad TV family. We just want to resonate good energy, man. And man, it's all about each other, man. It's all about being one as a people, despite our differences, despite our dislikes, despite, the lack of whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's all about coming together at the end of the day. And can't nobody do it by themselves, no matter how much they think they can, or no matter how long you've been doing whatever you've been doing. You can't do it by yourself, and somebody helped you along the way. You best believe that. And also, man, we want to stay true and hold to these 5 key components of life that I always push. That's love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. That's love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. One last time, that's love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. Those are the 5 key components of life that we live by here on Bearded Conversation. And we're going to kick it off with this, man. Hey, if ain't nobody told y'all today that they love you, hey, like Roscoe always say, man, we love you here on Bearded Conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? So peace and blessings to the chat, peace and blessings to the fam, man. You know what I'm saying? And big ups to everybody out there. Also, man, big ups to my host, man, my co-host rather, you know what I'm saying, L Boogie Man, Roscoe P, and my little one, my co-host is with the mostest, you know what I'm saying, my little one, A Jizzle. Big ups to them brothers. And also, man, big ups to my residential Dominican from the Dominican Republic, my boy, your boy, Cito boy. Let's get into it, man. So the thoughts, views, and opinions of Bearded Conversations are the thoughts, views, and opinions of me right now. The thoughts, views, and opinions of Bearded Conversations are the thoughts, views, and opinions of me right now. I don't mean to hurt, harm, or to offend. I don't mean to hurt, to harm, or to offend. Please don't take any advice given or anything shown on this video stream for face value without consulting the proper professional that suits your specific needs. Please do your due diligence. Again, please do your due diligence. Please do your vet work. Please do your proper research. Please get that second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth opinion. Because we don't want you going out here starting no revolts. We don't want you going out here robbing no banks. We don't want you telling your boss what he can take, how he can turn it sideways, and where to put it. Because you can't get nothing. And I mean nothing for me. So with that being said, man, again, listen, man, we talk, we drop gems, we drop jewels. And it's for the fam to, go back and do their own research, or if we just talking opinionated, if we having an opinionated discussion, and you might hear some things that you might heard before or something like that, or some might sound familiar to you, or to the ears, it might ring a bell or something, but make sure you go check it out, go fact check. Man, get back into these libraries, man. Let's show the kids that libraries they still exist. You know what I'm saying? Go and take, and that's another thing, man. I think we should do that, man. With the summer coming up, man. I think a lot of parents, man, we should do that, man. We should do a mass overhaul of parents taking their kids to the library and start taking kids back to the museum. And things of that nature, man. We got to get our kids back in tune with learning, man. We got to get them together. We got to get them right. We got to get them right, man. Especially in these times, we sit here and we talk about tariffs and things of that nature. That type of shit that's going on with the world, which does directly affects us. And prices are already high. We don't want to have our children in a position of and I'm not saying that everybody, because it ain't meant for everybody to do everything. So and I'm not knocking those that live paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I live paycheck to paycheck. Do I want to? No. Am I doing the things that it takes for me not to have to? I would like to say that, yeah, I'm moving towards those steps. Small steps, but when there's big steps to be took, guess what? We gonna take them big steps. But until then, excuse me, if it has to be small steps or if I have to move in small increments to, climb my way to the top, you know what I'm saying? I'll do that. With a little patience, man, that's all it takes. A little patience, a little vigilance, a little conviction, and a little commitment, man. And you can get through it. Most definitely you can, man. Because it ain't all peaches and cream, man. Trust and believe, y'all. It ain't all peaches and cream. Diablo, what's going on, my boy? Hey, you see who up there today, don't you? You see who that? Who that, Diablo? Who that? Who that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I'm saying? So and I like this photo. So man, for those that don't know who up on the screen, man, that's another one of Chicago's finest hoopers. You know what I'm saying, man? He went to King right along with the guy that I had up the other day, Marcus Liberty. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, these are some of the greats too, man. Uh Rashad Griffith going to King, Marcus Liberty at King, Ronnie Fields at Weston. I mean Farragut. You know what I'm saying? Even though Ben Wilson didn't have too much of a career because he got killed early in life. I mean, I'm sorry, unalived early in life, which was a tragedy. But going to Simeon, but he was a killer. They say he was a killer. So big up to all the Chicago Hoopers, man. Most definitely, man. If I can find, we're gonna put them up there, man. Big ups to Roscoe and Diablo, man, for saying we should put them hoopers up there. Now I know I didn't put them up there in no hooping gear though, Diablo. I thought I chose this picture because what I'm saying, this is a real a studious picture, man, because I want to show, he was a Chicago athlete, man, coming out of Martin Luther King, during the era and during a time where, you know, athletes I would say, they was in that dump jock era, especially coming up out of King High School. Um, that was the what's the word I'm looking for? That was the damn it. Um, Basically that's what the school was supposedly known for, not pushing out, what I'm saying, smart individuals. So I chose to do this picture, even though it's a latter picture of the brother, what I'm saying, but he did, what I'm saying, he got his degree from the University of Wisconsin. Big ups to the University of Wisconsin too, man. My daughter go there. You know what I'm saying? That's school my daughter go to. So, and that's another reason why I wanted to, what I'm saying, put that picture up with his you know what I'm saying, Wisconsin graduate, you know what I'm saying? Hey man, proud of that boy, man. Proud. Hey, man. And that's anybody. Big ups to Professor Remo, one of my moderators, man. He's still in school, continuing his education, man. Big ups to him, most definitely. Uh, Big ups to brother Fox, who frequently hits the panel. Big up to him, man. For teaching the youth and also continuing his education. You know what I'm saying? Man. And big ups to everybody out there, man. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to my daughter. Big ups to my nephew. And anybody else out there that's going to school, that's striving. You know what I'm saying, to change and that's going to make a difference, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing what y'all doing, you making a difference. You changing the narrative. You're breaking the cycle. So big ups to those that's out there doing that, and know that it's greatly appreciated. And when it gets frustrated, man, if y'all need an ear, if y'all need somebody to talk to or to vent, hey man, hey, I'm here. Hey, I'm on from 9 to 10. I mean 9 to 11. That if school stresses you out, man, or something stopping you and you think you can't get it, and listen, man, I'll sit right here for these 2 hours and I'll listen. You know what I'm saying? And we can do that every Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central, man. If y'all need to come up here, man, so y'all can be successful and keep it going and strive and don't stop, listen, we here for that, man. But big ups to y'all, though. Like I say, big ups to all our scholars, man. Big ups to all our scholars. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Man. Oh man, where do we go? So you guys, have you guys heard about the because I heard about it, but it was just crazy to me. The Carmelo Anthony and what's the other young boy name? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on. Cause I thought this was crazy, man. And what's crazy, man, it's been a lot of um Got a lot of crazy shit happening. A lot of crazy shit happening. Then this okay, let's get into it. So, and then what's crazy is Frisco track me stabbing Carmelo Anthony fundraiser nearly 300,000. So when I last read the article, or read an article about it, it was 275,000, man, and it raised over $300,000 for this little white boy who got stabbed at this track meet. Now listen, but he was unalive, and I'm not, and don't get me wrong, man, I'm not. Listen, I'm not advocating for none of this shit because first of all, you know what I'm saying, the young black guy that stabbed him, first of all, like you got a knife and it's a fist fight. There wasn't no weapons involved. What dawned on you to pull out a knife? And don't get me wrong, see, I don't know the situation or the context. I don't know if he was getting jumped. I don't know if it was a bunch of them around him. But from what I understand, it was just him and the other guy, from what witnesses say. And then I don't know, it's and I don't want to be like, well, I don't know, because you know what I'm saying. Because still in all, a knife. I just don't see the purpose of the knife being put into play during this situation. And I know a lot of times we want to come up here and we want to talk and speak to our own being disenfranchised, especially when it's dealing with the penal system or violence being done to us. You know, and nothing get done about it and nothing like that. But see, a lot of times, like in a case like this, even though I don't know all the exact details, but I want to see if I can get into a couple of different articles because I do want to talk about this, guys. I think this is something that that's been getting talked about and that's been getting headlines. So of course I do want to try to touch on it. You know what I'm saying, read a few articles and give my opinion, or and see if we can draw you guys into the conversation and see what you guys think. Also, I want to let you guys know this is an open platform, open forum. I will be putting the link to the show in the chat periodically throughout the discussion. So if anybody want to come in and maybe give an opinion on the discussion, or have something to add to the discussion, or maybe you would like to, you know what I'm saying, bring up something that you would like for us to talk about that's not usually talked about on a day-to-day basis, we can get to it. So let me get into this article real quick. So nearly 300,000 has been raised for Frisco murder suspect Carmelo Anthony. Anthony 17 was, whoa, for Frisco murder suspect Carmelo Anthony. Okay, Anthony 17 was charged with murder after stabbing 17-year-old Austin after the stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a track meet last week. What? So is it, huh? Oh, okay. Okay. So as of Wednesday afternoon, a fundraiser on Give Send Go have brought in more than 285,000. It has a goal of 350,000. A message on the page from Anthony Family reads: This is the official support fund of Carmelo and his family during a challenging and difficult time. The narrative being spread is false, unjust, and harmful. As a family of faith, we are deeply grateful for all your support during this trying period. Your prayers and assistance mean more to us now more than ever. The fundraising has generated outrage on social media, with people calling on the platform to stop allowing donations. Give, Send, Go co-founder Heather Wilson defended the platform's decision to leave the campaign on X. What they're saying. I wanted to share my perspective on the ongoing discussion of whether we should be allowing fundraisers for individuals who've been charged with a crime. Wilson said. So now this boy is 17, and 9 times out of 10. So now that part I'm not mad at. Now if we if and I believe we should all do that in the community. For all of our kids. For now, I mean, that's just something I think we should be doing as a people. We always talk about, what I'm saying, the shit that go wrong inside of the jail system, but when our people get in jail, they get no support, or we have no funding, or no backing, or we have no type of political, not even political, but just no type of institutional organization that's put behind our people that get locked up. Now, don't get me wrong, we're gonna have but we're gonna have a team of lawyers and a team of analysts and a team of psychological individuals, because guess what? Now, if you're wrong, you're wrong. Yes, I want to defend you and I want to help, but we're only gonna help the people that we can help. Now, if we want to put a defense department together. And we can probably do that as well as to help defend. But we can do that as well. But I really don't want to. Because it's hard. Because I know the things that we do, we get charged a lot more time than what other people might get charged. But again, I don't want to. What I'm trying to say is, I don't necessarily want to send them to the wolves, but I don't necessarily condone and support and subscribe to the things that's being done. Uh, but I don't want to do that at the lack of the penalties that they give us. You know what I'm saying? At least the penalties, if they can be shifted and moved and amended where they can be fair and just, I don't mind. So even within defending, people who maybe not so good or whatever the case may be, we don't even have that. But I wouldn't be opposed to doing that. I'm kind of on the fence about it, but I wouldn't be opposed to defending our own. But but again, like I don't mind GoFundMe's for platforms and things like that. Again, he's 17. The family doesn't probably originally what I was going to say. The family probably don't have no money, and I get it. It's not the society's fault, but if you want to give and if you want to help, these are some things. Now, 300,000, that should be it. Now, it should be a cap on that, and the only reason I say it should be a cap on that because usually these things that we're raising the funding is for, it should be for a suit for this brother, and it should be for the lawyer fees. And probably for some years of commissary if it happens to go that way. Other than that, the 300,000. Come on, I'm like really. Y'all still got to go to work and live and be who y'all was gonna be, even if he had never did anything. So come on, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this money's here. And that's the only thing I would say. As long as the money is used appropriately and towards the defense of the 17-year-old young man, you know what I'm saying, and it's used the right way, I have no problem with it. But we all know how that go. Whether we should allow fundraising for individuals who've been charged with a crime, Wilson said. We are now seeing similar outrages from the right as once we did from the left when we allow campaigns for Kyle Rittenhouse and Daniel Penny. In both those cases, we upheld the principle that someone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. Shouldn't the same standard apply here as well? I guess people mad because it's a young black man that killed the young white guy, and I don't want to have to put it like that, but of course, again, that's how the world view it. Wilson went on to say people donated to all three of the campaigns to support the due process and a fair trial. From the beginning, we decided that give, send, go would not serve as a judge and jury. We're not here to decide who deserves a defense. The role of our justice system. That's the role of our justice system, Wilson said. The right was outraged when GoFundMe removed Rittenhouse campaign. Do you now believe big tech should censor based on their personal beliefs around the situation? Wilson urged people to let the court decide, not succumb to the mob outrage. Several GoFundMe campaigns, Anthony, have been deleted by the platform. GoFundMe terms of service prohibited fundraisers for the legal defense of violent crimes. Consistent with this long-standing policy, any fundraisers for the legal defense of someone charged with a violent crime are removed from the platform and fully refunded, a GoFundMe spokesperson said in a statement. The Anthony family said in a statement that they were never behind any of the GoFundMe accounts. Any GoFundMe account is not authorized or endorsed by the family. Please do not use GoFundMe. Any donations to Carmela Anthony's family, the Anthony family said in a statement. What's next? Anthony is due in court Monday. His defense team is asking a reduction in the team's team. I forgot about this. The team reduction in the team's $1 million bond. So if he got a $1 million bond, that's probably $100,000 because it's 10%. So I forgot about that. So of course with the raising the bond, so okay, 300 is about right. 350 should be about right. But then plus lawyer fees and stuff like that. The 17-year-old Austin Metcalf, a junior at Memorial High School, Frisco, was killed at a UIL District 11 5A track meet at Kai Kendall Stadium. Police said a student from Sentinel High School in Frisco, 17-year-old Carmelo, stabbed Metcalf in the chest during a fight. An arrest report for Anthony said that Anthony told the school resource officer that Metcalf put his hands on him. After the officer mentioned to the others that he had alleged suspect in custody, the report states Anthony said, "I'm not alleged, I did it." You know what I'm saying? The report states Anthony also asked the officers, is he going to be okay? And asked if what happened could be considered self-defense. And I also read this in a previous report. So in the previous report, it stated that Anthony was under a tent. And the Metcalf guy approached him and asked him to move from underneath the tent. And it was witnesses there, and he told him, "Don't touch me, and I ain't got to move or something. Don't go nowhere." And it was like he was egged, like the way the first article read, and I'm gonna see if I can find it. And I want to read that one as well. And it tried to make it seem like I guess he maybe egged him on or something like that, the way they was trying to put it, or whatever the case may be. But again, they made him out to be this great high school quarterback, 4.0 GPA guy and track star. And I'm not saying that he wasn't, because he could have had a 4.0 grade point average and he could have been a track star. But it'd be different. When they it just be different, man. You know what I'm saying? It'd be wild. You know, um, so witnesses told police that Anthony was sitting under a Memorial High School tent seat. That's what I'm saying, and was told to leave. Anthony allegedly told Metcalf, touch me and see what happened. One witness told police that Metcalf then pushed Anthony to get him out of the tent, and Anthony reached into a bag and stabbed him. So again, this is another reason why I'm saying, like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I get it. Touch me, see what happened, and you get pushed. But bro, did you really have to pull out a knife? And come on, man. Come on, man. You 17 years old. So now, were these witnesses with Metcalf? I don't know, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The actual, importance of who these witnesses are, how close they were, actually what they saying. So we just going about with the article. So with the first article, that's like what I was saying before. That I got off into the rest of the article. So he was under a tent. One of the, and again, I don't know if he went to this high school or not, but if he didn't go to this high school, why are you under the players' tent? Probably in a spot that you shouldn't have been, in the first place. Um, and again, you can say, well, that still don't get at a person the right to put their hands on them. Yeah, but it don't give them the right to just up and stab nobody neither. We just can't do that. We got to be a little bit more smart about the decisions and choices that we make. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, man, the way I read that first article and they were describing this young man, I'm pretty sure this wasn't a place where it was a bunch of melanated individuals around. You know what I'm saying? There might have been a few, but I'm just not seeing it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the choice that you choose to make. You know what I'm saying? Especially in broad daylight, you pull out a knife and stab somebody. You know what I'm saying, in the chest, bro. Or well, I don't know exactly where he stabbed. I'm just allegedly. This is me saying the chest. Like, come on, man. Come on. I'm just saying, and any way that, and I'm not going against a parent or any um a person of authority in this young man's life or speaking up or being for this young man. I'm for this young man, but again, we come on, man. We gotta really be sensical and logical and be cognitive about this. Like, he's 17. Like, I see. This is why I gotta know the details. Like, so who was these witnesses? Like, were they there with him? Like, did he feel threatened? Like, because if it was just a one-on-one interaction and you got pushed, I just can't see you reaching in a bag and just coming up stabbing. Like, why? You know, like something just ain't. You know what I'm saying? So again, Anthony allegedly told Metcalf, touch me and see what happened. One witness told the police that Metcalf then pushed Anthony to get him out of the tent, and Anthony reached into a bag and stabbed him. Anthony was arrested and now is charged with first-degree murder. He is in Collin County Jail on a $1 million bond. Austin father, here we go. Austin's father, Jeff Metcalf, described the team as an honor student, a natural leader, and talented athlete. In addition to track and field, he was a linebacker in Memorial High School football team. Austin was a leader. He led the football team. He was voted team MVP by the players and coaches, he said. He played inside. His brother plays outside. Football was his pride and joy. He was working on track and field to increase his speed. Austin family believes the fight started in the stands over a seating issue. See, they were sitting they were sitting there and someone was behind them mouthing off and they turned around and said, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm Mello." Okay. And they said, "Well, you don't belong here. You don't go to Memorial." He said, he had he had a Sentinel tracksuit on. They said, "Well, you need to leave." So in the stands, this is where it's happening. So I guess he was at the so he was on the other teams. Okay, so I guess he was a runner or something on the other team, but he was on the Memorial side. And while they was woo up the bam back and forth in the thing, okay, bam. So and again, see, this is what I'm saying. And if this is true, I don't know how true this is. So we're gonna go through this again. So they said somebody was behind them mouthing off, and they turned around and said, "Who are you?" And then when they turned around and asked him who he was, and I don't know if he was mouthing off to them, he probably was just mouthing off because it was a sporting competition. So when they turned around and said, "Who are you?" trying to be tough. Now I'm just saying, and we're gonna keep it 100 because these is boys and this is kids, and we know how it go. When they heard him mouthing off, and they probably weren't even talking to them, you know what I'm saying? But team spirit and the support, grown folks do it too. You know what I'm saying? You see it at games and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So they turned around like, "Who is you?" He told them who they was, and then they said, "Well, you don't belong here." You know what I'm saying? You don't go to this school. And then, like I said, he had on a Sentinel tracksuit, so he had on opposing team tracksuit. And they told him, "Well, you need to leave." You know what I'm saying? "This ain't your spot." Jeff Metcalf said. So the father seen all this and he knew about this. Okay, well, how I guess he think it started. Okay, and some words were discussed that I'm not going to say on camera, but he asked him to leave and he basically said, "Make me." You know what I'm saying? Because like that's what I'm saying though. You can't make a motherfucker get about this. But I hate that though. But usually, man, to keep it down, and I'm gonna keep it 100 and I'm gonna keep it real because I do coach football, man, and I've been involved in this myself as a parent. I guess to keep the commotion down, man, if you're gonna cheer and if you're gonna go out here and listen, and I'm not saying that don't nobody have a right to be whatever they want to be. Trust me, I believe it. But if you want to keep down a lot of this fuss, foolery, and confusion, you know what I'm saying? And yes, I said fuss, foolery, and confusion. Just whatever side that your team is on, just go to that side, cheer from over there, like, cause it's just too much, man. I didn't see parents fighting the kids. I didn't see parents fighting parents. I just done seen some ridiculous shit. Excuse my French. I mean English on with you football. You know what I'm saying? High school football. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So like we come on, man. But again, so he probably was talking about what was going on. They turned around, asked who he was. He told them who he was. They told him you don't belong over here. You know what I'm saying? You got on such and such tracksuit. Ooh, you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to move around. He like, I ain't going nowhere. So I guess this is when the father got involved. I'm guessing he's saying, and he asked him to leave and he told him to make me. It was just some typical young guy shit, you know what I'm saying? Because he felt threatened and imposed and felt like they were trying to make a move, which would have, like I say again, to keep the commotion down so that type of thing don't happen. It ain't about, it's not about, pride, or it's not about, someone telling you what to do or making you do something. You know what I'm saying? In cases like this, and sometimes, as young men and shit, as older men, we don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how to make that discernment. We go off into the wrong shit. Our mind goes somewhere else. We think our manhood is always challenged. And that's see, and as a man or as a young man, and this is why a young man, I like this. We don't know how as men, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna keep saying as men because some of us are not men. We just got balls and a penis and we impregnate women, and you know what I'm saying? We got deep voices, and we might yell real loud. And people mistake that as masculinity. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna keep it 100. And I'm not knocking my brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's just like that. That's just how it is for some people. You know what I'm saying? You know, and people might judge or say, or not necessarily judge or feel that way about your boy, the con man. You feel me? In certain situations and instances, and I ain't gonna sit there and tell you that I might not say some shit of how I feel about the next man or another brother. You know, but again, that don't equate or denote to that brother actually, well, I ain't gonna say not actually being that way, but he doesn't have the chance or the potential to grow. You know what I'm saying? Or if you see something wrong, sometimes you can't just go up to people and talk to people because some people don't know how to take shit. But again, as a man, you know what I'm saying? We should know how to take diction. We should know how to be able to be led as well as follow. And sometimes we don't know what's inside of our minds. I don't want to be no follower. So I gotta be the leader. But then you don't even know what the fuck you doing when you leading type shit. But you just want to do some shit. You feel me? Because you think you got two balls and a penis, but that ain't how it go. You know what I'm saying? That's not how it go. Especially if you ain't been groomed and you're not the right individual to be put in that spot to be leading people. You know what I'm saying? You know, and we don't know how to understand that and discern that. But again, man, as men, bro, like it ain't nothing wrong with just moving around and letting shit go and letting shit slide. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing wrong with it, bro. Okay, talk this shit, just move around, bro. Especially nowadays. And I don't want to say it like that, like these young guys are just out here too reckless and just, what I'm saying, way over the top. But especially nowadays, man, you just can't be out here talking to them like any old kind of way. You can't even say nothing to them. You feel? And then, especially thinking you're gonna turn your back, huh, turn your back on them. Oh no, you ain't doing that. Most definitely ain't doing that. You know what I'm saying? You turning your back on them, shit, you subject liable to, man. You feel me? But again, and I didn't get this in that other article that I read, but this is some extra stuff. So you know what I'm saying? Again, uh told him he don't belong there, man. That he didn't go to the school. He out on a different track seat. They told him he need to leave. This ain't your spot. You know what I'm saying? He like he say some other stuff was, you know what I'm saying, discussing. He just told him ask him to leave and he told him make me. And then he wound up stabbing him in the heart and killing him all over someone sitting in the wrong spot at a track meet. You know what I'm saying? So basically that's what they trying to make it seem like. But of course it was an argument and it was other words that went on. You know what I'm saying? So but there's gonna be a private burial service for the guy. So the memorial service, it'll be held Saturday, April the 12th at 10 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Um, at Hope Fellowship Frisco East, located 9950 Rollins Road in Frisco. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, but I don't know. I don't know. I just think I really do think that this young man could have made a better decision than good. So they say teen accused because they were trying to get this young man a death penalty. So teen accused of track me stabbing won't face death penalty if convicted, the DA says. Carmelo Anthony, 17, is charged with first degree murder for allegedly killing Austin Metcalf during an altercation at an April 2nd track meet, police said. So this is a different article. The text and the reason why they said he won't face the death penalty, y'all, because this happened in Texas. Because Texas imposes the death penalty on capital punishment on things like this, and they both were 17. They both still look like babies, man. So the Texas team charged with murder for allegedly fatally stabbing a 17-year-old student in the bleachers at a high school track meet will not face the death penalty if convicted, according to Collin County District Attorney. And then you stabbed him in the heart, like what the fuck, like bro, you just couldn't get him up off you. So you went in the bed and turned around and came up and just stabbed him. I mean, basically, if you got him in the heart, I mean, I don't know, because I don't know if it was a tussle. Did they fall over? You know what I'm saying? What did the witnesses say? Like, did he really just reach in the bag and come up, turn around and stab him type shit? I don't know. Carmelo Anthony, 17, is accused of stabbing 11th grader Austin Metcalf at Kyle Kendall Stadium in Frisco on April 2nd during the track and field championship for multiple schools. He is charged with first degree murder. And then he did it out in the open public too. So they really gonna try to, you know what I'm saying? On Wednesday, April 10th, Colin Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis said Anthony will not face the death penalty if convicted. WFAA was the first to report Willis' assertion. The Supreme Court has said not only can you not seek the death penalty against someone who has committed a crime when they're 17. Okay, it's because he's 17. You can't even get them life without parole, Willis said, referring to the Supreme Court ruling in 20. Court ruling on the 2005 Roper versus Simmons case. So according to this, because he's 17, so he can't get life without parole and he can't get the murder charge. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That would be that would not be something we could do even if we wanted to. You know what I'm saying? The Collin County District Attorney's Office has not yet, excuse me, hold on. Excuse me, y'all. The Collins County District Attorney's Office has not yet been given, excuse me, given the case because, excuse me, police are still investigating. WFAA reports Willis hopes that the case is not moved to another county because he said he wants Collin County citizens to decide on the case. At a court hearing on Monday, Anthony's lawyer will ask the court to reduce his $1 million bond, Fox News reported. We know his lawyers will be asking that for that, but we need to just let all that play out in the courtroom, Willis told WFAA. The deadly incident began when Metcalf asked Anthony to move from underneath the tent set up for Metcalf track team. Witnesses told police, according to a probable cause affidavit previously obtained by the people. Anthony responded by reaching into his backpack and allegedly saying, touch me and see what happens. A witness said, according to the affidavit. The witnesses said Metcalf touched Anthony, who allegedly responded by daring Metcalf to punch him. See, now this is a different article. So remember in the other article it said he told him touch me and see what happened, and then they said he pushed him. In the first article that I read, and then they said it turned around and he stabbed him. So now this one is saying that he told him to touch me and see what happens. So again, I believe he. So when he said touch me, see what happened. See, this is what I'm saying. So that's why I asked that a tussle ensue because apparently the way they got it, excuse me, it's just like he just pushed him and then he turned around and stabbed him. So now I'm not saying that I couldn't see this or I don't agree to that type of but again, so due to the fact that the father said that all this was going on in the stands, and again, and we had a sporting event. I'm a young man. I got on the other team, on another's team, uniform, tracksuit, like the father stated. And he probably talking shit, about the event. They turn around. Who are you? I'm who are you? You don't belong here. In the midst of that, because I'm pretty sure the father noticed, I'm pretty sure they noticed that he had on a different suit and he was from a different school. Guess what? I'm gonna keep it 100. We in the stands. So I'm outnumbered if something go down. Listen to me. Because y'all gonna get mad at me. Now I think this is where y'all finna get mad at me. But now that because now I'm comparing these articles though. So if I'm in the stands and I'm talking whatever I'm talking, and I ain't talking to them, and again, the father stated that he was alone and his son had some guys with him, and they turned around and said they, what could have been two, still outnumbered. So, young man feel threatened or whatever the case may be. So when he was by the tent or whatever the case, or was under the tent, we don't know why he was under the tent or why he was by the tent. Now, when you see these same people, because again, it keeps saying it's witnesses. So that tends to lend me to believe that I don't think all these witnesses were just innocent bystanders. You feel me? I don't know. I'm just saying. See, now I don't know. I could be reaching, whatever. But so touch me again and see what happens, the witness said, and according to the affidavit, the witness said Metcalf touched him. See, the other witness said he pushed him. So he pushed him. Boom. We're gonna start with the first one. He pushed him. Boom. Then after he pushed Anthony allegedly responded by daring Metcalf to punch me. Go ahead and punch me. Punch me. Punch me. You know what I'm saying? Because he pushed him. When Metcalf grabbed Anthony to try to move him, Anthony allegedly pulled out a knife and stabbed Metcalf in the chest. So hold on. The deadly incident began when Metcalf asked Anthony to move from underneath the tent set up by the Metcalf track team. Witnesses told police according to a probable cause. Anthony responded by reaching into his backpack. So listen. So he reached into his backpack and allegedly told the boy to touch him. The boy pushed him. This is what the witness is saying. And then the witness said Metcalf touched him. And then Anthony said, okay, I dare you to hit me. I dare you to hit me. When Metcalf grabbed, then I guess when Metcalf, the boy that got stabbed, went to grab him, to move him, Anthony allegedly pulled out the knife. So he went in the bag, grabbed the knife, but didn't pull it out. So when he went in the bag the first time, he pulled out the knife, and that's when he pushed him, and then he dared to hit him. So then when he dared to hit him, so when he went to try to move him, that's when I guess he pulled the knife out of his pocket, or did he reach back down into the bag? Like, how did that work? So when Metcalf grabbed Anthony to try to move him, Anthony allegedly pulled out a knife, stabbed Metcalf in the chest, and then ran away, according to the affidavit. The affidavit claims that Anthony admitted that he stabbed Metcalf to a responding police officer. He put his hands on me, Anthony allegedly said, before he told the officers, I did it. Anthony asked the officers, is he going to be okay? And then if his alleged actions constituted self-defense. Anthony family has been received. So Anthony family has been receiving death threats since his arrest. WFAA reports. Anthony supporters started a fundraiser on Give, Send, Go to help with the legal fees, which has raised nearly $300,000. Fox News report. Anthony family wrote on the page, the narrative being spread is false, unjust, and harmful. And as a family of faith, we deeply are grateful for the support during this trying period. Your prayers and assistance mean more to us now than ever more. Okay. Just like the other one said. So a GoFundMe started by Metcalf's father, meanwhile, has raised over $316,000. And of course, he said he was a bright young man with a great future ahead of him. His father, Jeff Metcalf, wrote on GoFundMe. He was a leader of men. He was 17 years old, so I wouldn't necessarily say a leader of men. But, you got to make it sound good. His smiles will light up a room. His passion for football was unbelievable. And I'm not knocking that shit, man. He's supposed to say that shit. Keep it real. Voted team MVP this past season and carried a 4.0 GPA. He was looking forward to taking his game to the next level. His commitment, dedication, and leadership and sheer grit made him rise to the level of success that he desired. Anthony remains held at Collins County Jail. His lawyers did not immediately respond to people's requests for a comment. So, y'all, what y'all think of this? Have y'all heard about this young brother? Have any of y'all out there, man, that's watching, have any of y'all out there heard about this case? I heard about this young brother. Anybody, somebody chime in.
Like the video, man. Thumb up the video, man. Like the video, man. Thumb up the video, man.
I know I was reading, but I just wanted to read and compare these couple of articles, man. And again, a lot of times we get done, you know what I'm saying? But I do want to say this, like I was saying. At the age of 17, the thought process about, come on, man. But again, like I say, man, he was in the stands and maybe he wasn't just approached by just Austin Metcalf. Were these witnesses on the team with this brother? Like, did they, you know what I'm saying? How was he approached when he was under his tent? That's what I'm saying. Um, Now I get it. The guys probably didn't have a weapon or nothing like that, but he probably was outnumbered and he felt threatened. So I want to know if this a case of that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say it's a case of bullying, but man, we had a track meet. You on another team. We know the competitiveness, the competitiveness, and the camaraderie. You know what I'm saying? How that go? Young testosterone flaring and flying. But again, I still not a knife, man. And I just want to say that because I like to be fair and exact. When we talk about these things, and I don't think this is a case of. Honestly, I just think it's a case of bad decision making. You know what I'm saying? They already said he can't get the death penalty, which is great, and then they already said he can't. They can't give him life without parole because he's 17, which is another good thing. So of course, you know, even if he get to 10 to 15, and hopefully he don't get that because he's young, he ain't never done nothing. I don't know if they could probably make it involuntary or drop it to a lesser charge or something like that, to where he won't get the max, and he can finish out school and get into another pro. Now, mind you, I wish it could just go away and they don't lock the young brother up at all, and if he can beat it with self defense, um, I mean, more power to the family. But I do want to send my condolences out to the other kid family to the family of Austin Metcalf, who was unalive due to this tragic stabbing from the other 17-year-old brother, Carmelo Anthony. Again, we don't know all the and we would never know because we weren't there. It would only be hearsay, and we don't know if that hearsay is proper hearsay. So again, it's just hard. In situations and cases like this, and well, in a lot of situations though, but especially in situations like with two young guys, man. I'm saying that both lives is ruined. You know what I'm saying? Due to whatever situations. This is crazy. Hey man. Also, man, we got the super chat, man. Y'all get in that super chat. Where y'all at, man? I don't see nobody in my super chat. And also, man, we got membership tiers too, y'all. We got membership tiers for the people out here, man. If the peoples want to become members, man, and join our team over here on Bearded Conversation, man, we got the bronze beard, we got the silver beard, and we got the black beard, which is the top 10 membership, baby. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely, man. So make sure y'all hitting the super chat. Make sure y'all hit one of them memberships, man. We got something on the channel for everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down here on Bearded Conversation. You know what I'm saying? When y'all hit the join, when y'all come in the building and y'all hit join, y'all see what the what the memberships cost and what they entail, and the perks and advantages to each membership tier. So make sure y'all checking it out. Make sure y'all checking it out. Making sure y'all get to it. And make sure y'all support your boy. If you don't want to do that, man, the cash app is scrolling at the bottom. Make sure y'all hit that cash app, support your boy, man, to keep the channel going and growing. You know what I'm saying? The cash app at the bottom, $ Bearded Bucks with a Z. That's $ Bearded Bucks with a Z. That's a $ Bearded Bucks with a Z. Or you can hit that PayPal, man. That's PayPal /Arthur32SP at gmail.com. Again, that's PayPal /Arthur32SP at gmail.com. Or you can hit the link that's pinned at the top of the chat and buy your boy a coffee and a breakfast bagel sandwich in the morning while I'm out here with my newspaper searching for me a job. Because I like my coffee black. But yeah, man, support the channel, man. Hit your boy up, man. Put something in that super chat. I need somebody to be the first sponsor of the night, be the first sponsor of the show tonight. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate that. But again, y'all, what y'all think about this Metcalf case? It's Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony. Both of them 17. Track meet. You know what I'm saying? Told him to get from underneath the tent. Young black brother stabbed him, and apparently this stemmed from an altercation that was going on in the stands, about some back and forth barking. That was going on. I think, like I say, man, it's a lot. Again, I necessarily don't know. A lot of times, man, Made me wish I was a detective sometime, man. You know, made me wish I was a detective sometime. Most definitely wish I was a detective sometime, man, so I can get into these cases and figure it out, man. We got some good news for some property owners in the county, man. Cook County approves $1,000 payments for struggling homeowners. Let's see what they talking about, y'all. It says some Cook County homeowners have seen their property taxes skyrocket in recent years, and now help may be on the way. County commissioners just approved a plan to offer a one-time $1,000 payment to residents hit the hardest by the increases. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. About time the county doing something, man. Why they talking about $1,000 shit? They should pay half. Goddamn county, man. Living in Chicago, we pay some of the goddamn. I mean, excuse me, we pay some of the highest taxes, man. This is crazy. Mm, mm, mm. This is crazy what we be paying in taxes out here, man. What's going on tonight, my beautiful people, man? Hey, don't forget y'all
Like
in
the
the
video,
building.
man. Thumb up the video, man. Like the video, man. Thumb up the video, man.
Like he said. Like he said. Uh, uh, mm, mm, mm. Oh man, all this DEI shit, man. Do y'all do y'all still watch the news? Do anybody still watch the news, man? Do y'all still watch the news? Cause me just like I usually have my articles already ready. But just scrolling through these just scrolling through these joints, man, it's like, God damn. Like why? I see why I only read certain shit, man. Just like why? Oh, this might be a good one, y'all. Let's talk. Let's get into some. Let's get let's get into this, man. I know it's Thumping Thursday. I was gonna thump on politics, but we did enough of them damn politics during the week, man. We know the political game fucked up out here. We know it ain't what it's supposed to be. Hey, but this is a shocker to me. John Claude Van Damme accused of sex with traffic Romanian women. No, not only no, I ain't gonna even get into that. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Mm, mm. Y'all, it's a lot of crazy shit going on out here, y'all. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. Let's see, what we going what we at with it, y'all? Where we at with it? I got something for y'all. Where we at? Where we at? Nah, that's a little bit too. We ain't gonna do that one. We ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna leave Kanye alone. We're gonna leave Kanye alone, y'all. This is a good one. Check it out. So RFK Jr. claims new research effort will find cause of autism epidemic by September. This is something that we deal with and that I advocate for autism awareness, mental health awareness, um, uh, in melanated people, in all people, especially in our youth. So, and I don't know what type of research or what type of funding or what they got going on or what types of systems they got in play. But it has been an epidemic. I'm sorry, of autism that has arisen in our children as of late, and it's been on the rise and increasingly here lately in these latter years. I don't know what it's from. I don't know why it's happening. I don't know if it's the food. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to give out no wrong information. I don't know if this is just something that's natural. But you hear a whole bunch of crazy shit about what it could be. Da, 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 da. I don't know. But I'm gonna read this article and see what he's trying to do about it. So the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services has launched a massive testing and research effort involving hundreds of scientists worldwide that will determine what caused the autism epidemic. By September, Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said Thursday, but experts expressed doubt. The research will be done in good faith, given Kennedy's history of linking autism and vaccines, despite strong evidence that the two are not connected. So again, Kennedy was saying, before he became, in his spot, that, autism was caused and had an effect because of the vaccine. This isn't medical misinformation. I'm just quoting from the article from vaccines. It doesn't say specifically what vaccines he said was causing it, but that was his thing. Now they saying that there's no connection, but again we don't know the research or what type of thing they got going on. I don't know if this is a person that's in opposition to the research that he has going on. So it says we launched a massive testing and research effort that's going to involve hundreds of scientists from around the world. He told President Donald Trump in a cabinet meeting. By September, we will know what has caused the autism epidemic, and we will be able to eliminate those exposures. So, whatever caused this, they're going to eradicate it or see if they can get to the root of the problem, and to make sure that this doesn't become a widely spread thing, this autism thing. And again, I don't know if this is natural. And in some cases, it could be natural, but evidently they think it's something that's causing it. So let's see if they can figure it out. And if they're going to tell us later. So I will be keeping up with this. So the president responded that there will be no bigger news conference than that, suggesting that there's going to be something artificial out there that's doing this. So artificial, and when I said artificial, that's why I mentioned foods, water, things we put into our body, the vitamin, the medicines, or anything. It could be a lot of that too. Well, I don't know, because if it's something foreign, because I mean, if it's something that's ingested, I mean, that's the only thing that I can see people ingesting is the food and the medicine that we take and put into our body. So if it's something that's artificial or that's foreign, or it could be something in the air, and I don't know. But if it's something in the air, I mean, this is our country, so if it's anything in the air, it's getting put in the air by us. So whatever it is, they're gonna get to the root of the problem, and hopefully they cease it or cut it off at the source. So it says rates of autism in the U.S. has been rising to about one in every 36 children being identified with autism spectrum disorder in 2020, according to the U.S. Centers of Disease Control and Prevention. Kennedy suggested Thursday that new numbers may show they're going up again to about 1 in 31 in 2000. The rate was 1 in 150. Researchers who study autism say the rates are on the rise for a few reasons, including increased awareness, broader definition of what constitutes it as autism, meaning when they say the spectrum. So now that we have a spectrum, so now they say certain things can be this, that, and the third when it comes to autistic individuals. What's going on, brother DC? So when it comes to certain autism, so that's why they say spectrum, because you can have Asperger, or you can have other type of mental challenges going on with you that could be considered autistic. And we even have certain individuals that savants that's autistic. They might be good in mathematics, they might be good at music, they might be good at certain things. I mean, exceptionally genius at certain things. But when it comes to logically or cognitive thinking, or being empathetic or sympathetic towards one's feelings and what they got going on, or emotional intelligence, some can't display. And then you got your non-vocal autistic individuals who can't speak, who really can't let you know what's going on with them if they're in pain. And then you got your sensory deprivation people that certain things to touch and feel. It's a lot that goes see. So that's why it's a spectrum. So again, that's why. I'll say I'm assuming that's why autism is on the rise. And now, I guess with increasing awareness, whereas one person might not have thought that they was autistic, now we can see or we know a little bit more about it, and we can classify them. That's what the DSM-5 is for. Not only with mental illnesses, but with the autistic and people being on the spectrum as well. So if anybody don't know what a DSM-5 is, you can Google it. And it's a help. It's used inside of not only is it used inside of medical institutions, it's used inside of our educational institutions as well to help classify and deal with kids certain problems and things of that nature that they might have going on with them. So again, researchers who study autism say that the rates are on the rise for a few reasons, including increased awareness, broadened definition of what constitutes autism, improved screening tools and processes, and earlier detection. So again, with the broadening of this, so we letting more people become, we spread the word more about autistic things, and then by broadening or rising or broadening the spectrum of what's constituted, and then of course we changing the processes and the way we look and try to find what do they call it? Neurotypical. That's what it's called, neurotypical. When you're a regular individual and you can think and you're cognitive, it's assessed on what's a societal norm level. You're called the neurotypical versus being autistic. And neurotypical. And don't that sound like a insult though? Neurotypical. In earlier detection, it said its cause isn't fully understood, but factors including genetics as well as advanced parental age, prenatal exposure to air pollution or certain pesticides and other environmental influences are thought to play a role. Again, like I say, things that we ingest, so I didn't want to just say, come out and just fully like, I'm a doctor or anything and say the foods and stuff that we eat, but pesticides. So when we're talking about pesticides, 9 times out of 10, the places that we find pesticides are on our fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? And then again, we feed the animals that we eat the meat of these fruits and vegetables. You know what I'm saying? Without properly cleaning them, or you don't properly clean your fruits and vegetables when you get home. You should always wash your fruit. You know what I'm saying? You should wash your eggs as well, and make sure you're cleaning your vegetables properly. You know what I'm saying? Before we cook and prepare them for dinner, lunch, or breakfast, and then we ingest them inside of our systems. You know what I'm saying? Or the animals that might eat the whatever. And a lot of people say don't wash your meat because you can cook off the pathogens, and then when you're washing the blood off, you're washing away all the nutrition and stuff like that. Listen, at this rate, I'm gonna tell you wash your meat. I'll fuck around. Excuse me. I mess around. Tell you put some Dawn or some or some what I use, Dawn or some palm olive on it. You feel me? And make sure you wash it real good. I'm talking about. Fuck around, throw it in the washing machine. But no, but again though, but seriously, make sure you washing your fruit, man. Your apples, your oranges, your peaches, your plums, whatever you get in your grapes, man. Make sure you washing them real good, man. Putting them in a bowl, putting a little baking soda and vinegar in them, letting them sit, letting them soak. I know it might seem like a lot, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times that lot can save your life. Just like the shit, a 5-minute walk is better than sitting down for 24 hours straight. You know what I'm saying? So again, man, not to make this the health channel or the health day. But again, man, but we should be thinking about that 365 days. You know what I'm saying? Every time we wake up, we should be thinking about, what I'm saying, our health, what I'm saying, and being productive and learning the good things that we should be putting in our body and gaining the proper nutrients. That also helps with being productive in society. That also helps with your brain function. That also helps with your oxygen flow, with your oxygen intake, and with your blood flow. You know what I'm saying? A proper diet, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying you got to sit here and watch your protein, your calories and things of that nature, which you should, because it'll cut down on a lot of heart disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, which my community seems to tend to get a lot. The gout, you know what I'm saying, type 1, type 2 diabetes, you know what I'm saying? A lot of things that go wrong with us, man. You know what I'm saying, that don't nobody else seem to go wrong with. we need to get off into that. But again, back to this autism, like you said, with the pesticides and the things, environmental influences. Like I say, the air. It could be the air, like you said, with the pollution, and that's why I say. But it's here in our country. So whatever it is, man, if they really own it and they really mean it, I do hope that JFK Jr. and the Trump administration, if and again, I know it's science, and yes, I do want to make a big fuss about it. But if it's not going to be genuinely done, leave it alone. If you really not going to attack the situation, or if you just making up some shit to put out to the public, either to try to put the public in fear or to try to make the public think that you're doing something. You know what I'm saying? They're giving us something. Nah, if you're really trying to get out here and study this thing and figure it out, which you may not ever do, but if you can come up with tools and other information in schools and places, for the people that are having this issue, you know what I'm saying? Where we can help develop them and help them be more productive in society, to whereas, when people pass on, they ain't got to be left. And then we already don't have mental institutions, not saying that they should be inside of a mental institution, but we already don't have proper care and health care that's provided for regular people or neurotypical people, and let alone people that's on the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't know how to operate or be able to go do these things on their own, it's going to be even harder. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have a support system or a team or a mother or father or a brother that's willing to take care of them, you know what I'm saying, after their primary giver is gone, caretaker is gone. So if they're going to do it, man, do it right. So if they are doing this, I would like to support RFK Jr. and the Trump administration when it comes to autism awareness and autism, getting better tools and things of that nature, and finding ways to help see what causes it and stopping that thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So what doesn't vaccines? It says no link has been found between autism and vaccines, including those containing thimerosal, a mercury-based compound, according to National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, part of the National Institute of Health. Yet Trump seemed to offer an implication about where Kennedy's massive testings and research effort could lead. If you can come up with that answer where you stop taking something, you stop eating something, or maybe it's a shot, he told Kennedy on Thursday, but there's something causing it. And again, so like I said before I even started reading this article or getting in depth into any details, and I know it's Trump talking, but again, he ain't a complete idiot. But like you say, you know what I'm saying? If you can come up with an answer where you stop taking something, whether it's a shot or a vaccine, or whether you stop eating some, or whether it's the food that contains the pesticide, or maybe it's a shot. Again, also with vaccines. See, but I'm not necessarily going to say it's vaccines, because again, they say there's no connection between that. But again, these are the words that's being used in the article in comparison to how this could be an issue of autism or a start of the autism. So Kennedy, history of anti-vaccine advocacy is well documented. And despite pre-confirmation promises to Senator Bill Cassidy, the Republican doctor who helmed the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee, that he wouldn't dismantle the U.S. system for approving and monitoring, the safety of vaccines. Kennedy actions as the nation's top public health official, have done little to suggest a change in viewpoints. Kennedy directed the CDC to study vaccines and autism last month, despite the agency's own research showing no link. Under his watch, the top vaccine regulator at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, Dr. Peter Marks, was forced out, writing in his resignation letter that Kennedy wishes subservient confirmation in his misinformation and lies. So basically, he trying to say that Kennedy is pushing him to say that vaccines are causing autism when they telling him that it's not. But again, now, and I ain't even finna say this, but yeah, I'm gonna say this. But if he thinking that, you might want to go take these vaccines overseas or cross country somewhere and have somebody else study them, and then steady push them off over here where they getting paid off of this, brother. Oh, now I get that, because you got to get your proof first. You ain't gonna get your proof with something that we using here in America that's supposed to be for us, that they making money off of. You're not, Kennedy. Your best bet is to get them vials, take them vials and a few scientists and a few people, man, and steal you some money and build you a laboratory somewhere and have them people dissect and take that shit apart and test and see if it's, you know what I'm saying, doing what you think it's doing. And the only reason I'm saying this because by a dude resigning and the top dude resigning and writing a letter saying he being subservient, like, you know, he forcing me to, you know what I'm saying, basically say this is what's causing it type shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So again, under his watch, the top vaccine regulator at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, Dr. Peter Marks, was forced out, writing in his resignation letter that Kennedy wishes subservient confirmation of his misinformation and lies. And the department has fired as a senior data analyst, David Gear, a self-proclaimed autism expert who published a since retracted paper with his father, Mark Greer, purporting to show links between vaccines and autism. Kennedy has also downplayed a fast-growing measles outbreak centered in West Texas that has killed 2 unvaccinated children. Asked Thursday on Fox News about the child who died of the measles last week, Kennedy claimed that she had a lot of complications that could have killed her. Although the Texas Health Department was noted that neither child had any previously reported underlying conditions. And if Kennedy ain't a doctor, how would he know? He should have talked to the doctor before he even made that statement. See, again, with the people that you hired in your cabinet, they just running off at the mouth like you did in your first term. Kennedy added, excuse me, we need to do better at treating kids who have the disease and not just saying the only answer is vaccination. But again, bro, like, I don't think nobody is saying that the only answer is vaccination. Now, now don't get me wrong, y'all. I don't believe in vaccine. Listen, that's me. I'm not telling nobody to not go get vaccinated. That's not my thing. I'm not telling nobody to go to the holistic doctor. What I'm telling people, listen, do what you want to do. You feel me? That's why they got doctors. That's why we, you know, have these institutions. And now one could say, you know, these doctors might not know what the hell they do. Okay, they might not, but again, you know, they I think they're a little bit more proficient than what the fuck we are at this. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know nothing about it. And if you choose to get a holistic individual, I think, you know, it should be hand in hand. Again, you know, one should know the other, you know, when they diagnose or treat. And I'm not supporting one over the other, but I'm not against, you know what I'm saying, either or. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's like, you know, this with Kennedy and his vaccine and his autism, like, I don't know. And it's hard to discuss and talk about it because, you know, you don't want them to say that you're giving out the wrong information. But I'm reading from this article and I can only respond and talk and give feedback from what the article says. But anyway, so Kennedy added, we need to do better at treating the kids who have the disease and not just saying the only answer is the vaccination. And I also agree with that. But if we don't have no other form of treatment, what else can we do besides vaccination? Now, if these vaccinations are proven to stop, you know what I'm saying, these certain you know, viruses and the diseases from happening without any effect, um, I'm not against it. I'm not against it for people who choose to do it. I'm not on here telling people not to go get vaccinated. You know, I would never do that. It's not my thing. You know, I'm not a doctor. I never said I was, never thought I was. And don't get me wrong, I'm not telling people to go out here and try these home remedies that these people be talking about. Um, you know what I'm saying? When they on TikTok, when they on Facebook, when they on this, when they on that, any social media site. I ain't saying listen to them and go try these damn things. You go try this shit, then you get sick. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know where they got it from, or if you don't know the person that's actually claiming that they holistic know what the hell they doing, or been to school and study the proper herbs and the proper and not necessarily and not only the proper herbs, but the proper dosage, the proper milligrams, the proper grams, the proper breakdown of certain things that need to be added and mixed. It's chemistry to treat you. If you don't know these things, man, no, you just don't go out here and just take this advice from any damn body. No. And again, That's why now come here, lately that's why they tell you to get that second, third, fourth, fifth, and I say sixth opinion, especially when it comes to medical things, you know what I'm saying? I mean, go. Get it. Why not? I mean, now if everybody telling you the same thing, now that's something different. But versus you going to the first place and settling, that's just like going to find a car, man. You might find that car, I'm saying, or a better car 2, 3 stops later on down the line. You never know. I'm not comparing your body to a car, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, this ain't necessarily shopping for a better deal when it comes to your health, you know, especially when it comes to your health. You know what I'm saying? Now, cosmetics is one thing, but your actual health, when that's in lack of, or for a better word, like when it's bad, nah, we not finna play with that. Um, although Kennedy this week gave his strongest endorsement yet of the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, telling CBS News, "We encourage people to get the measles vaccine." He also lauded doctors in Texas who are providing treatment, including bonus what to say, Budesonide, yeah, Budesonide, and a steroid typically used for asthma as the antibiotic clarithromycin. Dr. Adam Ratner, a pediatric, infectious disease specialist in New York City, who wrote a book about the measles and responded to the city's major 2019 outbreak, told CNN this week, "These are not treatments for measles. Um, the thing that stops the measles outbreak is vaccination, which is also the things that prevent the measles outbreak from happening in the first place." Mm. At Thursday's cabinet meeting, Kennedy claimed that the measles causes the U.S. have not plateaued, despite them from growing between 19% and 36% a week in Texas over the past month, with new outbreaks popping up in Indiana and Ohio. Here we go. And he said, "We're trying to refocus the press on the chronic disease epidemic, first starting children with diabetes before moving to autism." Kennedy doubled down on Fox News, claiming that the previous vaccine safety studies were insufficient. We're going we're going to look at the facts, he said. We're going to look at everything. Everything is on the table. Our food system, our water, our air, different ways of parenting, all the kinds of changes that may have triggered this epidemic. Again, same thing I said, y'all. Same shit I said. And again, I'm not saying he wrong. I just think, maybe his approach, or he might not be the best qualified person uh to be heading this research, or to be heading the health department, to be making these type of calls. Well, not saying that he shouldn't be making these type of calls, but to make a push and to get, what I'm saying, a better understanding on these type of illnesses and diseases. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but he there, so I guess I hopefully we figure it out. But HHS Director of Communications Andrew Nixon said in a statement Thursday that the NIH is actively investigating the root causes of autism, as directed by the Presidential Commission to make America healthy again. With autism rates rising at an alarming pace, uncovering its etiology is a national imperative. Its inception, its beginning, where it comes from, etiology, is a national imperative. Is a national must. Imperative is something that must be done. And anyway, no, I don't do all that. Millions of American families are urgently seeking answers, and the NIL is fully committed to leaving no stone unturned into confronting the catastrophic epidemic, employing only gold standard evidence-based science. Advocates for the autism community met Thursday announcement with skepticism. Same thing I did. The Autism Society of America called Kennedy's claims both unrealistic and misleading. Okay. Leading disability organizations, the scientific community, incredible medical experts all agree we need more rigorous science-based research, not speculation, less transparency, or oversimplified timelines. Right. Meaning like you ain't finna get this down and no go off the bell and trying to push a date on that. That's just like down there when they came up and how they made the vaccine so fast. Really, like you say, no speculation because we don't know. And again, but I do think some type of speculation needs to be involved because without speculation or without posing what's that shit? Without posing some type of hypothesis. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't know what caused it. So I'm gonna kind of slightly disagree on the not spec, but I get it when he just pulling shit out the sky saying that this could be the cause of it. So I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand. And again, we are deeply concerned by the lack of transparency around this effort. Um, of course, they're not going to explain and give everything. That's why I said if it's not genuine, you know what I'm saying, he shouldn't be doing it. Again, if this not some genuine, and if this is not a real cause or something that you really advocate for or believe in, or like I said, if it's just not something that you just trying to tell the people you doing to get to the people to try to make the people chill the fuck out, like man, no, don't do it, man. Because if it ain't genuine, you know what I'm saying? Because this is an issue and it is happening at an alarming rate. And we would like to know what's causing it, if it's a cause. And again, as I stated earlier, it could be something natural. We don't know if it's something natural. So if it's something natural, there's no way. I would guess scientifically. I mean, we could probably try to put something on it, but if it's natural, there's no way that we could know um, what's going on. Um, so who is leading it? What methods are being used, and whether it meets established scientific standards. If it's done in the medical community, I would hope it would. But again, it's headed by JFK. The health secretary commented about eliminating exposure that cause autism really is giving the game away, said Zoe Cross, director of advocacy of Autistic Self Advocacy Network. They're they're not going in with the open mind, going, oh, I wonder what causes autism. They're going in, we're going to prove that it's caused by a certain thing. See, and again, that's why I say, well, it could be a natural thing. And if it's something natural, again, we don't want to I get what they're saying because if it's natural, again, we don't want to force a narrative and change a lot of things around because when we force a narrative and they push an agenda. So and again, this could be an agenda push on some things that he's trying to change, like they say with the certain vaccines, like how, he's saying instead of there's other things that we could do instead of giving the kids vaccine and the two kids and died of measles. And he said it could have been some other shit. And the doctors is steady saying that they didn't have no underlying conditions. And the only thing that probably would have stopped it was, proper vaccination. And again, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. I don't study these things. You're not saying he's wrong. I sure, I sure as hell am. um, well, brother Frank, and again, you know, I, all I'm saying is, again, like I say, if it ain't genuine, if it's a ploy and it's a plot, fall back. Um, and again, if it's genuine, um, and of course, in the scientific community, I don't know if the scientific or the medical community, are actually all on board or engaged with trying to find actual nucleus or what causes autism, but that would be I guess it's a good thing for society if they knew what caused it, if it was something that caused it. So the Autistic Self Advocacy Network has previously objected to Kennedy's nomination to lead HHS and spoken out against the agency's hiring of Greer. Excuse me. A Maryland Board of Physicians disciplined Greer in 2011 for practicing medicine without a license. The same year, the Maryland regulators revoked his father's medical license, saying that he endangered autistic children and exploits their parents. At least 6 other states followed suit. So here we go. Now we breaking it down about these people that RFK got behind them. So, and again, that's why I'm reading the article. Gear has not responded to CNN request for a comment on Thursday. Excuse me. House Democrat on Energy and Commerce Committee launched a probe of Gear involvement in the HHS autism study. Meanwhile, healthcare researchers said that Kennedy deadline of September, 5 months from now, is a sign itself of unseriousness of the endeavor. And again, that's why I say, like, yeah, like 5 months, bro. That's just like how they put a timeline on the vaccine and they came up with with a vaccine for, the pandemic that we just had here in 2020, 2019, 2020. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Well, I do know, man, but I'm gonna be cool with it because I don't want nobody coming after me. You know what I'm saying? So even developing a research program would take longer than 5 months, said Dr. Lisa Settles, a director of Tulane Center for Autism and Related Disorders, who spent more than 20 years in autism research. So how are you going to develop this program, collect the data, and analyze the data in 5 months? That's not really feasible. I definitely don't feel like the research that would be proposed at his point in time would be free of bias. Dr. Peter Hotez, a dean of National School of Tropical Medicine at Baylor College of Medicine, is a vaccine researcher who wrote a book about his daughter called Vaccine Did Not Cause Rachel's Autism." He pointed out that autism causes have been well studied by the NIH and their grantees to various academic health centers. And we have a lot of information, so I don't understand what sudden new information Kennedy is going to obtain by September. More likely, Hotel said, the answer is preordained in Rome. He's already got his preordained framework for what he says causes autism when it's actually none of those things. Because autism begins early in early fetal brain development before kids even see vaccines, he says. And I don't know, again, I don't know how true that is, but I'm pretty sure if these people has been doing these studies, man, and that's what I say, like, where's the medical community and the scientific community that's behind him with this, or is this just some shit he's just doing again? So, and Frank, I can say, yeah, Frank, this is some bullshit, Frank. Frank, you're right, it's some bullshit, Frank. And I knew that, and I said that, but I still want to be optimistic about what I'm saying, what's going on, man. And I know this administration ain't here to do shit for us, man, and it's fucking us over. Excuse my French, I do apologize for the profane language, and I know it's messing us over, man. But it's yeah. So the HHS recently cut its staff by 25% in dramatic restructuring that eliminated entire departments, leading some public health experts to question how the administration could truly lead an expansive global study amid the drive to reduce federal costs and staff. So, and again, like, if this is happening, like, where is he? Who do he have researching if they didn't fire everybody though? I don't know how. I don't know how you can do it if they're cutting all the budget in NIH. He said, "Where's the money coming from?" said Dr. George Benjamin, executive director of American Public Health Association, which called on Wednesday for Kennedy to resign or be fired, and how you coordinate a worldwide study when you've walked away from the World Health Organization and you've alienated all researchers around the world. Mm, mm, mm. So I see you're not a big fan of JFK Jr. I mean RFK Jr. Big Frank. He said the medical community at large is not behind RFK. He's alone. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but oh, man, see, that's. I don't want to get on that vaccine and say it causes certain you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do that, man. Um, I have no evidence. I have no proof. Um, Again, I'm not a doctor. I haven't did any studies. So I don't really want to touch to say that he's right or he's wrong, even though we have people in the medical community saying that he's wrong. And listen, we have a choice to agree or disagree, because again, on the flip side of that, are they saying he's wrong because it's the medical community and they sticking together? You know what I'm saying? Could it could I mean, come on, man. We gotta now. If we just gonna attack RFK, that's different. You know what I'm saying? And his crazy fucking, I'm sorry, and his crazy grandioso idiocracy. You know what I'm saying? And on the scale that he pushing it. But again, bro, we can always say that the medical community is the medical community. Just like any community, they stick together. You know what I'm saying? Will we be wrong to say that? No, we wouldn't be, you know. But again, like he said, air pollution, pesticides. I don't know, man. Listen, so what I will say, poison in any way, shape, form, or fashion can be good for you or can be good for anything. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. The data says he's wrong. The medical community just happens to follow it. Um, listen, man. The data can say a whole bunch of shit. And I'm not sitting here, Big Frank, saying that I'm going against the data. You know what I'm saying? Or that the data can't be played with. I don't know, man. Sometimes, man, you know, the way we live life, man, and the way we see things, and when we see shit happen, and again, everybody ain't privy to the same situations and circumstances. So a lot of times when we say a lot of these things or we give our opinions about a lot of shit, a lot of times, you know, we not privy to other people's situations and circumstances. Not saying that this is a case in point of being privy to another situation and circumstance, but you know, a lot of times, man, we just don't know. You know, and Big Frank, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the data is wrong or right. You know, the data, yeah, okay, yeah, the data say wrong, but again, like I said, it's the medical community, bro. You know, yeah, they gonna say he wrong because why? Because if he is right, you know, and maybe he can come up in 5 months with some proof or some type of evidence that goes against the medical community. Whereas the medical community was saying that he wrong. Now then what? Then what would you say? Then we would have to look at the medical community and wonder why would they be trying to hide or do this? You know what I'm saying? If this was the case, I'm speaking allegedly. I don't want to give out. I'm not giving out no misinformation. These are all hypothetical instances that we're speaking of here. You know what I'm saying? I got to be cautious, you know what I'm saying, on how we speaking about certain things because you know they will get you. You know, and I don't want to think one again, I am not a doctor, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no medical specialist. I ain't none of that. So again, please don't take any advice given or anything shown on this video stream for face value without consulting the proper professional that suits your specific needs. Please do your due diligence. Please do your vet work. Please do your research. And please get that second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth opinion. You know what I'm saying? I encourage ones to do that, you know. But again, Brother Frank, just to be, you know, on the devil's advocate side of things, man, we never know, man. We never know. We never know. Just like with the situation earlier when I read about the Metcalf kid, with the Carmelo Anthony kid, you know, from a situation that in the second report it said nothing about it stemming from the actual stance. Where in the first report, the father of the young man that was on the live said that he seen the situation happen or that festered from at the top in the stand. So I mean, it's a lot of things that could be. Uh-oh, Big Frank in the building. Big Frank finna come in talking about RFK.
Just gotta set
Go ahead.
just gotta set
Go
you straight.
go ahead, Frank. Get it off, Big Frank. Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I didn't want to interrupt.
Yes, you did. That's why you here. Go ahead, Big Frank. I'm liking the hat and scarf too.
Um, well, kind of already touched on some of the main things, but it's like you say it occasionally. You'll pepper in this. I don't actually know. You know, I'm not a doctor. Like I don't know these things, and then you go on to like kind of opine on like, oh, but you never know. You never know. It just like a lot of this, a lot of the vaccine skepticism and stuff like that. It really does feel like just really uninformed, like games of telephone on Facebook memes level of knowledge that just spreads like wildfire knowledge. Um, if you want to learn a lot about vaccines, I'd recommend the Jubilee episode of Dr. Mike. So it's Jubilee is a format where it's like what expert or one person with an opinion defending against 20 other people that take turns in the hot seat with that expert or that person. So, yeah.
Or reading medical journals and stuff like that. I get it. Or go study.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of base my understanding of things by appealing to those people that have been reading all those medical journals. I'm doing what's known as an appeal to authority, which it is appealing to the
So
experts in the field.
let me ask you a question. So do you think those medical journals could be false? Or the people that study these medical journals, that their research could be false and misleading? Is that a possibility? Let me ask. Is it a possibility?
Of
Okay.
course, there's
Okay.
always room for bias in things when we're talking about medical studies. Um, th- but we, before we posit any one doubt of any one particular fact or concern, you kind of have to drill down on specifics. What I'm coming to the table with is uh, just a very general message of trust the data. It is foundational for how we know what we know is large studies, double blind, placebo, uh, controlled and adjusted for all these scenarios. Science is never claims to have the absolute truth on anything. That's just the best working model we have. And until you provide data and a hypothesis that works even better, that's kind of like that's the best we've got. So scientists they don't work by setting out to prove something. A lot of kind of conspiracy minded type circles they kind of start with a belief and look for evidence that reinforces or supports that belief system. Science tries to disprove itself. They have what's called like journaling, where they will discuss a particular study and see, you know, what are its weak points, what are its biases, how can the next study be improved, and so this stuff all evolves over time to rise to they know what they're talking about, and yeah, there is chance for them to be wrong, and there is a very good reason for people to be scared or be skeptical of, say, the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical and insurance industries are flawed as hell in a lot of ways. Um, when it comes to the way we, you know, I mean, this kind of falls on personal responsibility to a large degree, but, you know, lack of preventative care versus reactionary care. There's a lot of, there's Americans overall are pretty unhealthy, and we just kind of keep putting the band-aids on the issues when it comes to cardiovascular disease, diabetes, obesity, things of that nature. But so there's a lot of, there's always going to be a pharmaceutical company willing to sell you a next thing to cure your ails. But when it comes to public health in terms of epidemiology, virology, and vaccines, those are less, profit driven. If you really break it down and think about it, a pharmaceutical company, would they rather sell you something that comes in one shot and prevents illness, or would they rather sell you a cure that you keep needing to get for the rest of your life? Um, so as far as like a whole follow the money level of thinking, there really isn't much of a big profit motive in vaccine research. In fact, uh, because there are, it's no one thing is 100% safe, right? No one's going to say that there's never been someone that's had a adverse effect, side effect from vaccine. It happens, but to give you like one perfect example of the misinformation that kind of circles around in times of like COVID, myocarditis, the slight enlarging of the heart tissues that was observed in adolescent men that got the vaccine. Um, there was, there was a buzz thing that was going around like, oh, young boys, and teenage boys are getting myocarditis after they get shot. Well, yeah, at a rate of about 60 per 1 million. But you know how many boys in that age range were getting myocarditis as a result of uh, contracting COVID and getting that same thing, often more severe? Something like 450 or 540 out of that same million. So it's like 6 times more likely to get myocarditis from COVID than the vaccine itself. So, I mean, public health outcomes, I remember in in my area, like right around like, I don't know, whatever it was, the first or second wave, whatever it was like really hitting hard in that winter, and vaccines were rolled out that summer. Most people, myself included, you know, got their 2 shots, and I remember hearing the data uh, of hospitalizations and deaths, because there still were a lot of hospitalizations and deaths at that time, but it's like 90% of them were people that were unvaccinated, and it's like, come on, that speaks volumes really to me. So
I like the way you put it. I like the way when you put it like that, Big Frank.
Like the video, man. Thumb up the video, man. Like the video, man. Thumb up the video, man.
Like he said, and Big Frank, go get vaccinated, dummies. That's what you saying, Frank. Tell him, Frank. Go ahead, tell him, tell him.
uh, I would tell you to talk to your doctor, who's most likely going to tell you that yes, you should go and get vaccinated. Um, I've been sleeping on. I never got a booster for COVID this past year. I should have. I should have. Even with all of my health concerns, my care team recommends that I still get a booster, because it's more likely, it's much more likely that should I get COVID, I'm gonna have a rough time. Just in general, if you get an unlucky breakthrough case, it is far more likely that I'm gonna have a rough time with COVID and have potentially, people have permanent long-term COVID injury. I don't know if you know anybody. Um, I've I've got it's a friend of a friend, so this is just a random anecdote, which generally I don't like to deal in small anecdotal pieces of evidence, but it happens. I hear of people that are just like feeble physically, that can't really get up and move around too much anymore following a bad COVID episode. So, um, yeah, the risk versus reward ratio there, the chances that a COVID booster or vaccine that you're going to have a bad side effect are pretty vanishingly small, and the side effects, usually are things like you feel like crap for 48 hours. I got that with my COVID shot, or the booster. Um, you know, I did feel it did knock me out for like a day, but you know, put on your big boy pants, take your shots. They're not that scary.
But if you vaccinated, why you need the booster? What's the booster do?
Because viruses are always evolving, and as they evolve, they do so in a way that is, I guess, self-selective. The strains of the virus that propagate are the ones that are better at getting through that extra level of protection that a vaccine provides. So that's why that same flu shot that you get in the flu shot you got in 2016 is no good. The next year or the year after that. It's because viruses are always changing and evolving.
So that means the vaccine has to always change and evolve as well, then, right?
Nothing else, yeah.
Okay. Hey man, we got some people in the building, man. Hey, I got a super chat goal, man. Hit that super chat, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. We in the building, man. Uh, hey Frank, I got a question, man. You know, why you're a philosopher, right?
Something like that.
Why you don't never come in with no philosophy, man? You always man, come in with the low key Republican vibes, man.
If telling you how the world actually operates and telling you that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence is Republican, then give me a fucking cowboy hat or whatever. Because I don't know. I mean, you seem to be susceptible to a lot of. I don't know. You get a lot of your information from like Facebook, for example.
What information? What you talking about, Frank?
Just in general, just
I don't get none of my information from Facebook, Frank. Was that a shot you was throwing at me?
well, no, I'm just curious because a lot of the beliefs you have seem to, some of them do kind of lean, or at least are receptive to, some threads of disinformation or misinformation that I.
Okay, so what things might those be, Frank? That you say, what views and opinion, or what views or things that you think that I have are Facebook views and opinions. If you can point them out for me.
I wish my memory was good enough.
No. Don't do that. You wish your memory. You said it, so you got something in the front of your mind. So what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Well, I don't know. Maybe just this kowtowing with. Well, I don't know. Maybe RFK is onto something. Maybe he's right.
Well, you do know this is a stream, right? You do know this is an engagement and an invokement of me with the people, right? You do know that, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So any and everything that I necessarily come in front of the people and do, it doesn't necessarily mean that I believe or that I agree, or it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't believe or agree. You do understand that, right?
I just approach things from if I don't know, I don't know. So I don't do this whole. I'm just
So again, I did state that I wasn't a doctor, and I don't study medicine. But again, I will say this.
That's not
Now
really what I meant. The RFK. I don't know
you're
why.
you're reaching, because you
My
ain't got
memory,
your thoughts together.
because my memory is complete, utter.
So next time,
Shit.
write them down. So next time when you come to me, we can discuss those things, and then I can really inform you on the misinformation or whatever you think that I have. Um, because again, like I say, and also I stated a lot of times, I think a lot of the differences in belief that we have may be because um, you're you're not privy, or you're not in a certain environment that I might be in, or you might not have seen the things that I might have seen, or lived the way that I might have lived. Now we talking about those certain societal things in that aspect. I'll give you that. But if we're talking about RFK, come on, man, you think I'm retarded? I know goddamn well RFK shouldn't be in that position, and I know damn well what he's talking about is foolery. But again, you do know this is for invokement and engagement of the people when I'm reading these articles to try to get into their mind. And then it's also great when you and Fox come on, because you guys give factual information because of you guys study. But again, you guys do know y'all ain't the only two people that's engaged in this podcast, right? With y'all smart ass. I'm not giving misinformation. That wasn't a shot at y'all.
I didn't. I don't mean to imply that you are. So just don't worry about it.
Frank, calm down. Frank, calm down. Frank, God damn, Frank, what's wrong?
We've got a guy that had his brain eaten by worms is the head of the Health and Human Services. Is what's wrong. It's about as it really tracks with Trump. It's like his first term. Who did he name as head of EPA? Fucking
Yeah, but you gonna come
executive.
jump on me, well, Frank. You gonna come in and jump on me because I said he could have a point. Damn, Frank.
Potentially,
I'm saying so, but Frank, we don't know. We don't always agree with
This
everything.
this is dangerous, potentially information. I think even
But see, though, I'm reading the article, Frank. I'm not standing on any of
I
this.
know. My vitriol right now is not directed at you. It's at RFK and all of his bullshit. Let me just try to refocus
But
on
that's
that.
but that's the whole administration, bro. We know this shit. Like, and again, like that's why I read the whole article, bro. Like this lady said she's been studying autism for over 20 years, bro. She said, you're again, we know damn well he's not gonna amass that amount of data. Like, first of all, where are you gonna get the subjects from? Because you ain't just gonna get 1 or 2, 3 autistic kids. You're gonna need over 100. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta gather these people, house these people, facilitate these people, and then it's gonna take, and that's going to take more than fucking 5 months. And then you have to run studies on each one of these individuals because now we have what is called a spectrum, as I read in the beginning, which is the reason why autism awareness is on the rise. I mean, autism is on the rise because we have more awareness about it. And then also, as the beginning of the article states, it's because we have a spectrum now. We just can't say they're autistic. It's different variations of what constitutes an autistic individual. And now we have better tools and process. Come on, man. I read the article, Frank. Do you really? That's why I say, God damn, Frank, did you? I'm reading the article, man. I'm playing devil's advocate. People, for anybody else out here who thinking like Frank, man, I'm just reading the I'm being devil's advocate. Listen, do I know if the air or pesticides or some shit can cause? No, I don't. Again, that's why you didn't hear me when I stated it could be natural, because if it's a natural thing, there's no way in hell that scientifically or medically we're going to really know if it's a natural thing. We can only try to get to a point where we can think we understand according to what we use scientifically and the tools that we use medically to discern shit. I like, that's the only way, because if it's natural, bro, we don't, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Just like being a homosexual was classified as a mental illness. That ain't no fucking mental illness. That was insane, but that's been overturned. But see, but things, it's been a lot of things that's been overturned. You know, from when, you know, it was first. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man.
Yeah, which is, you know, why
I ain't crazy, Frank. God damn.
You know, which is why it's you have to go with the best available information at the time.
Yeah. But Frank, it's not a bad thing to, you know, play devil's advocate and pose and to say, well, it could be the air, you know, or it could be the pesticides in the food, or it could be things that we ingest, and you never know, because again, when poison get inside of the system, poison can help mutate and break down the system, especially if you bearing children, and especially in that fetal stage. Children are very susceptible to a lot of different, you know, viruses, pathogens, and diseases when they're inside of their mother's womb. You know, even passing through, if a mother got an STD, the child can get it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why.
So I'm not saying that
I don't talk in generalities like the word. I mean, what do you mean by poison? There's
the pesticide is poison. Pollution in the air is poison, Frank.
And yes, and those things.
I'm not saying those things cause autism, but
right, those things are generally bad and
right.
Are ideally minimized and avoided. You know, lead paint is terrible. You know, for behavioral.
So is it wrong for RFK to, you know, suggest those things could be a starting point?
When the body of knowledge suggests that.
See, but and again, I didn't say
when we have data that says that it starts pre-birth. Yes, I mean.
Well, yeah, because you know we read the article. Yes, it says before a child even hits vaccine. But again, but that's why I didn't use the vaccination, which also it states that it has no connection. But again, it's the medical community. So again, if it does has a connection, it's the medical community. What if it's a cover up? I mean, I'm not saying that it is, but what if it's a cover up? You know, and I mean, and I'm pretty sure RFK is not the only person in the world that thinks like this. And are they wrong? What if we found out later that shit he was right, or other people who got other type of crazy ass thoughts that we thought was crazy were right? Then what? Then what?
Then I'll boil my hat and eat it because it seems extraordinarily unlikely
Well,
that
we
that
don't want
that's
you to
going to be
boil
the
your head
case.
and eat it. We don't want you to do all that. But I'm just saying, man, you got to leave room for for happenstance sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But currently with the data
And
that we
I
got, we do know. You know,
and
currently
I
with the data that we
do.
got.
I leave plenty of wiggle room or room uh, to theorize on what could be causing this or that. In any time that I butt up against something where there isn't already a very strong working model for why things are the way they are. It's just this is not one of those arenas where I'm gonna engage in whataboutism.
Mm. Well, Frank, I don't know, Frank. Hey, man, listen. I don't know, man. Listen. All I know is, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be like the wet blanket here, but again, it's just this
No, you're not a
administration
wet blanket, Frank.
and the the decisions it's making, the 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 picks it has, where I feel like I'm in a bizarro timeline. It's like sometimes it's like maybe the Mayans were right and some kooky switch got flipped in 2012 because shit, it's weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
I just
Professor Remo, he say Frank always what did he say? Professor Remo said Frank's always sounds like he 8,959.
yeah,
My
because
bad. 8,956 miles away from the mic.
if
Now I
I
can hear
get up
Frank.
on it like this, sometimes we get terrible echo.
You got an echo, Frank? Do you got an echo?
Well, no, I was trying to.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it doesn't sound like I do right now because it's intermittent, and I was trying to demonstrate that. I don't know why. I have a very slight echo. I can hear myself, but the reason why I was intentionally away from my mic is the other night we seemed to find that it lessened the echo if I was physically farther away from it.
Echo on my end, but I got you, Frank. Man, Professor Remo, what's going in, man? Don't forget to drop us a like, y'all.
Like the video, man. Thumb up the video, man. Like the video, man. Thumb up the video, man.
Like he said, man. And we ain't no doctors, man. We just giving our opinion. Big Frank then jumped on me, man. Big Frank told me I'm up here supporting RFK Jr. And he told me I give my damn my views and ideology on Facebook and shit. Damn. Damn. You know what? I'm gonna let you have that, Big Frank. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna even tell you. You know what I'm saying?
I just saw a video hit my feed. Uh, I get a lot of my, maybe not direct news, but my commentary, news commentary, um, let's smush those together, news and commentary, from a progressive named David Pakman, Pakman. He's 100% independent. He's not a part of a media organization. He is his own company, does a show on YouTube 5 times a week, viewer funded, independent website. Um, just released a book, and for months he's been talking about how there is kind of like the specter of they're kind of with 3 million subscribers is sort of getting to the point where the channel's big enough that the administration, they're not like super small potatoes enough anymore that it's he was starting to worry that the administration, like if it take notice of us, who he is hypercritical of Trump, has been, that and the administration could be petty enough that they might start to f with him, whether that is bury them in frivolous lawsuits, aka slap suits, or otherwise claim defamation. I guess that kind of falls into the first category, or try try to get um, there was just sort of he was pushing his newsletter saying like, look, if somehow we get like kicked off of YouTube, I don't have access to my 3 million subscribers. That data doesn't belong to me. So join my website, join my newsletter, just in
Yeah,
case.
well, that's the way to get your 3 million subscribers, pushing that newsletter and pushing your website. I was thinking about getting me a little app and a little website, and then because that way I'll really be independent, and then all my subscribers that's here, what I'm saying, y'all can download my app or go to my website and watch me on that versus me having to go through any third or second party type joint. But I mean, I still would have to go through a third party, but the website will be owned by me versus being on, what I'm saying, YouTube. I thought about that too. Or, and I can still do that and still use YouTube. And like I say, make sure, and I can funnel my people over there. So when if this happened to fold or, go under, we can circulate a newsletter and still get it cracking. Hey man, big ups to Professor Remo, man. He said he's preparing to make his pitch about his battery, I believe, y'all. So big ups to Professor Remo, man. Hopefully we can get some people to invest in our brother's plan that he got and get us some money. You know what I'm saying? Funneling in them pockets of his, you know what I'm saying? So big ups to Professor Remo, man. Brother, I hope you do well on your pitch. I hope you are successful with gaining these
Yep, good
investors
luck.
or gaining. Huh?
I was saying good luck.
Yeah, good luck, man. You know what I'm saying? We most definitely, man. You got the support of the family over here, man. We hope you get it. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, it's hard out here for a pimp, man. And if one of us can get through, shit, you know it, baby. Oh, not the battery. Oh, okay. So not the battery. I'm sorry. So this ain't the battery. So the supply chain idea he had, because he is trying to. So he got the battery and the supply chain idea. So he do have both going. I do, but I know the battery. That's what's been on my mind, the battery. But he does have a supply chain idea. So he has a pitch for a supply chain. Um, a method that can track logistics and all that. That one you're talking about, right? The track. Okay, I know what you're talking about now. So yeah, so I ain't gonna say too much about it, but he didn't came on and spoke about it before. So hopefully, man, they pick that up, and they put you head of that department. You know what I'm saying? MTS the dog, what's going on, my boy? I hit your channel up a few times, man. He said, "Yes, sir. Yes, see, Remo, I got you. I know. I remember, brother. I know exactly what you know. What I'm saying. Once you said it, it resonated. Mr. STS the dog, what's going on, my boy? Man, I hit your channel up a few times. One time, man, you was live. I couldn't see nothing. And then I hit you up when you was in the red room, man. I seen one you had the shorty on there. You know what I'm saying, big up to you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, MTS, man. Um, on Saturdays, man, come through, man. We'll be playing music, man. So you can drop your link in the chat, man, and we can spend some of your music on Saturdays, man. I know tomorrow's Bearded Studios to speak on tomorrow too, man. I don't know if we're gonna have a guest in the building tomorrow. We might not have a guest in the building tomorrow for Bearded Studios, but we still will be going live. A lot of people be having a lot of things going on and timing, so it might not be, but guess what? We'll still be here, family, and we still gonna listen to some good music, man. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully I could find somebody to fill that slot. If not, we still gonna be spinning the music, man, and have a good conversation. So make sure y'all tuning in tomorrow too as well for Bearded Studios Real MCs Talk. But the dog, make sure you slide in, baby, and drop some of the he said, yeah, make sure you drop through, man. We'll spin your music, man. We'll play it, push it, promote it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you do music shit, we might have you to slide in tomorrow for the interview, my boy. We might have you to slide through. You know what I'm saying, at 9 o'clock, man. And you drop them links in the chat. and we interview you tomorrow, OG. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, that's up to you though, man. If you can do it though, you know what I'm saying. If you can spare about an hour of your time, but if not, man, it's always time to make it happen. But like I say, Saturday, man, make sure you follow through, man. We do be playing and spinning the music, man. Most definitely, man. I want to say I appreciate everybody for tuning in tonight, man. For stopping what you're doing and taking the time out your day or your beautiful night, man, to come in and socialize with me and brother my moderator who then jumped on me. You know what I'm saying? He ain't my friend no more. So he ain't Big Frank no more. He just now he has officially been knocked back down to Frank. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you done lost the big, Frank. You done lost the big, Frank. You done jumped on me and told me I was a Facebooker. I mean, L Boogie, he got that. Oh my goodness, Professor, he got down on me, man. Tried to get down on me. Hey, but before we get out of here, Mr. STS Dog and Professor Remo. So the first subject that I was talking about tonight, man, before we get up out of here, I just want to hear y'all opinion. I don't know if y'all heard about the Carmelo Anthony and the Austin Metcalf. Carmelo Anthony was a 17-year-old boy that stabbed that Austin Metcalf brother down there in Texas. STS, I think you in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. They saying the brother he can't get the death penalty and he can't get life without parole. What do you guys think about that, man? Do you guys think it could have been a case of self-defense? Do you think this is a case of injustice? For me, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air with me right now. They still investigating, but for me, it just looked bad for me. Like just to stab somebody, I don't know. But again, like I said, I'm not the investigative detective, so I don't know all the details. Were you privy to that part of that article that I read, brother Frank, about
I'm sorry. I was
yeah.
I had an unplanned
Yeah,
trip,
so
so I'm not privy to the
so
details of the case, so I don't comment on that.
okay, so STS, I know STS might know about it, because he in Houston. But Frank, take some time and look it up and maybe come back, you know what I'm saying, and tell me what you think.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, they both were 17. The guy name was the young black guy name was Carmelo Anthony. The young white guy, which was 17, his name was Austin Metcalf. It was at a track meet. Um, I read two different articles that stated two different things. And again, the family is saying that a false narrative is being pushed. But even within the articles that I read, I still don't think that that young man should have had a knife. If it was a fight, you pulled out a knife and stabbed the motherfucker and then see here it go. So eyewitnesses they approached him first. It was two white guys, twins. Okay, they say Austin Metcalf, the young man who was in the track meet, approached him. So from the first article that I read, it said that it was an argument stemmed from the stands. So and this came from the person that was on the live father. He said that the young man was in the stands mouthing off, not to his kids or anybody, again, because it's a track meet. So, they being competitive, run, oh, y'all can't, who knows what he was saying, but he wasn't talking to them, right? So Frank had said that these guys turned around and asked him, you know what I'm saying, who is you? You know what I'm saying? Two white guys turned around and he say, I'm me. Who is y'all? Woo, woo. You know what I'm saying? So the father said he noticed that he had on a different school tracksuit. So if the father noticed, I'm pretty sure the teen noticed. So they told him, you know what I'm saying, you're in the wrong spot and you don't belong over here and things of that nature. And I guess they got to, saying some other things between each other. And then the father said that's when he stepped in and he asked him to leave. And then he said the young man told him, make me. So whatever happened, I guess the young man moved or separated or whatever, but he goes into a tent that was a tent of the other high school, and then the young man comes up and asks him to move. So eyewitnesses say they approached him first. It was two white guys, twins. Mr. STS, the dog, was stating. See, but this article didn't say it was two white guys and twins. The article stated that Austin Metcalf walked up on him and asked him to move. So the first time the first article that I read said that he pushed him while he was down on his knees in a bag, and then he just came up and stabbed him. But then the second article say he went down in the bag, he dared him to push him. Then he pushed him, he stood up, he dared him to hit him. You know what I'm saying? and he didn't hit him. So then when he went to approach him or to grab him to move him from the tent, so I guess after he pushed him and dared him hit him, I guess he went back to the tent or doing what he was doing. And then it says when Austin the second time stepped up to try to move him, that's when the boy pulled the knife out and stabbed him in the chest. So again, I don't know if this was a situation of these witnesses being the same guys that was up in the stands and that knew he shouldn't have been there. But then again, see, this is what I'm thinking and what I said logically. Why you got a knife? Second of all, and why you up under their tent if you know you ain't from their high school? So you know it's going to be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all young, it's some testosterone. I mean, they white, you black. And then if you outnumbered, if you felt threatened, you know it's going to be some bullshit. But you pulled this knife. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like the thought process. Even for me, I just think it's the thought process. So he said, yeah, I heard about it. It was self-defense. The problem is that white people would give credence to their own violence against people of color, but when it's one of them taken out by one of us. So again, y'all keep saying self-defense. He said we're automatically a monster or considered guilty. See, but I know I don't want to say that, Professor Remo. But again, so I need some witnesses, and you too, MTS. And I'm not saying y'all wrong, but I need some witnesses saying that he was aggressed by three or more individuals. Now, if he was, because now Mr. STS from Houston, he's saying it was twins. In the article that I read, it said it was just Austin. So now this shedding some new light. So if it was Austin and these twins, yes, that boy felt threatened because again, for what happened in the stands, according to what the father said, But again, y'all, why was he in their tent? He shouldn't have been in their damn tent. Ain't nowhere in the hell he ain't know where he was, y'all. I mean, come on, we gotta be real about this shit too. So was he in a tent because he knew motherfucker was gonna say something to him and he was trying to? I'm just saying, man. I don't know. He said it was an off-campus incident. It didn't happen on the school premises. So they were trying to make it seem, yeah, they said it happened at the track meet, right? They was trying to say it happened at the track meet. So, and again, like I say, I'm not the investigative detective. We probably would never know all the details about it, but I did want to get y'all opinion and what y'all thought. I don't know if y'all heard about it or read the article. So I'm assuming where I already see Professor Remo says, and Professor, I agree with you 100% about the credence and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're wrong. He said white people always want to tell people where they can go or be. See, but again, but Remo, Professor, I gave my own experience because I had an incident, brother, while I was cheering for my son's team on the opposing team side. And some of the players was trying to get at me. Now, if I was on the other side of the field, this wouldn't have happened. Now, again, I wasn't paying attention to the team or to the coaches. Even the coaches had said something to me, and which is I thought was ridiculous, and I thought was just real simple-minded. But again, you got to understand, you cheering, man, behind, like I get that. So to cut a lot of things down, bro, you should be on your side. And again, why you under their tent? Like, bro, like some certain shit is just like we got to know, like, come on, man, it's going to cause something. He said, I don't speak from judgment. He said, pull the article of eyewitnesses, his statements to the press. Okay. So, but again, so brother MTSTS, I read a few statements. So, and a few witnesses said that he reached down in his bag and then the boy pushed him. Then he just turned around and stabbed him. So it's a few statements about eyewitnesses. It's just about, the accumulations and me seeing them all. So I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, what I would do is I'll go see if I can pull up anything from the public register about the case and see if anything is public yet. You know what I'm saying? As far as the statements and documents on the case. And then that way I could probably, well, of course, I'm still going to speculate because we were never there because he admitted to stabbing the boy. But again, that's why I wanted to know who were these witnesses. Were these witnesses on the track team? Were these witnesses friends of the person that was unalive? Or or were they just neutral witnesses? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and again, and trust me, y'all, the brother is one of my melanated brothers. So of course I'm not trying to go against, but I'm not for no bullshit neither. You know what I'm saying? Because again, like I say, Mr. MTS and Brother Remo, why were you under their tent? You don't go to their school, so why was you under their tent? Now the stands, now but again, that could be the reason why it escalated. But if you know that could have been the reason why it escalated, or they could have followed you once you left, why go under their school tent, bro? You why is you under their school tent? I'm not saying that's a reason for them to press you, but it damn sure ain't no reason for you to pull out no knife, neither, Professor Remo. We gotta be for real. He said, I don't care where you are, you have the right to defend yourself if someone puts their hands on you. So Remo, I understand that. Remo, so defending yourself and pulling out a knife and stabbing is two different things, Remo. So you mean to tell me because I put my hands on you, that gives you the right or the justification to stab me in my neck, to stab me in my heart, or to slit my throat, or to shoot me in the damn face? Come on, man. That's not self-defense. That's different. That's brutality, brother. Because even if it was three white guys, bro, you could have. Come on, man. If it was at an outside outing like a track event, well, I don't know if it was adults around, but I'm pretty sure it could have been broke up quick. Come on, man. Oh, brother DC, see, I think y'all just listen. No, man, y'all can't be like this, man. Y'all gotta be kidding me, man. Y'all gotta be kidding me if y'all just say because white folk put their hands on you, might come on, man. No, we get enough of that from each other, don't y'all think? God damn. But again, man, are we really thinking, y'all? And I'm not saying that he couldn't been anywhere, but again, man, if I just got into it with these guys in the stands about cheering for something and they asking me who I am, I would have never went to their tent. I'm not gonna lie, I would have never went to their tent because I know they're gonna say something to me. He say vice versa, that wasn't private property. They wasn't defending their territory. See, they what? Because it said he was under their high school tent, Mr. STS the dog. It says he was under their high school tent. It was a tent set up for their school. You know, when you running your meets, man, y'all have y'all certain sections. He wasn't in his section. You know what I'm saying? Brother DC said, if they came at me, I have every right to defend my person. But y'all, oh my goodness. If there's more than one of you, yes, my job is to stop you by standing my ground by any means necessary. So, Brother Frank, what do you think, Brother Frank? You think he had the right to stab the boy if he was getting pressed by three people? Let's hear what Frank got to say.
Again, like, this is all, I'm hearing details, and I wasn't there. I haven't heard all the details. I'm not familiar with the case intimately, so it's not really my.
Just off of what the hell we talking about and what we saying, Frank. What would
I'm
you
listening?
say?
I'm listening, and you've made some valid points. They've made some valid points. It's a lot of hearsay and a lot of shit to untangle. So I don't like to speak on things that I don't feel I'm confident knowing like exactly how it went down. So I just simply don't know. I'm not.
Yeah. So, Mr. SCS the dog says the difference between a section and property. But again, yes, I know it's a difference between section and property, but it's also a thing called respect as well. I know this might not be physically our property or legally our property, but we have been given a section on this property that's allotted for us. That's a space for us to be, not for you to be. You know. So if you're not allowed over here in this section on this property, you shouldn't be over here. That's just like me going to sit on the deck. We playing like you on one team and I'm on another team, and I just come sit on your bench. What the hell? No, we not allowing that. See, he wants to be on the fence. I don't know, brother DC. That's he say, but I bet if some folks press his ass, he's gonna pull some.
That's just my.
No, I'm not saying.
That's just my default stance on any matter, whether it's a criminal thing or a news piece about tariffs. Is like until I feel like I have adequate information, I'm on the fence, so to speak. So
yeah. You teeter-tottering and shit.
This is the first time hearing about the case.
So I'm gonna keep it 100. If they pressed them, I'm gonna keep it 100. If they pressed them, I know they pressed them because I did break it down. Because if they pressed them because of the shit that went on in the stands. You know what I'm saying? And then him knowing that though, even and let's just say he wasn't necessarily under their tent. Maybe he just stopped there for a minute or whatever the case may be, and they walked up when he stopped, so they can say something to him because he was by their tent. That could have been the case too. That's why I'm saying they could, if it was a case of them pressing him and he turned around and there's three motherfuckers, yeah, I could see, you know what I'm saying. But again, See, like Frank, like you playing with your butterfly knife, Frank. If 3 people came and pressed you right now, I'm pretty sure if you had that knife, Frank, you would pull that knife out to defend yourself. See what I'm saying? So, Frank, you on the fence. I told you you're a Republican, Frank.
It's fake.
What? Oh, well, shit. Well, you don't. Well, you need to go get a real one, right? You're gonna get yourself hurt with that.
The 3 versus 1 factor of it that does kind of hold some weight. You know, if it's one person is threatening you, that's the amount of force you can use to defend yourself. I feel it does kind of have to scale with if you have 3 people coming in on you. You know, if there's sufficient reason to think that they mean to do more than give you a black eye.
That's true.
Is it reasonable to think that he really thought he was about to die?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If I just got into it with you,
operating from a low information standpoint here, so
yeah. But again, if it's 3 people, man, I know I ain't finna get no black eye if it's just one of me and it's 3 people. And again, he was a linebacker. He was a football linebacker. You know what I'm saying? His daddy said he was a linebacker, so I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, them other guys was big as hell with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, I'm just saying, because you ain't no linebackers typically, high school linebackers typically are not little people. You feel? I'm just keeping it real.
How well they can handle themselves in a fight probably varies, you know, just being big.
Yeah, that's true.
An advantage physically, but doesn't mean that
it gives you a hell of an advantage, especially when it's 3 of them.
Right, but I would take a linebacker that has a lot of experience getting into fights, that weighs 30 pounds less than a linebacker that just isn't a fighter. It just hasn't been scrapping.
Well, we don't know if that was the case, but we just gonna say it was some 3 country fed white boys walked up on him, and he felt threatened. But I still don't think the knife thing, man. I probably would have stole on one arm and took off running. Shit, why not do that? You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, y'all. So Professor Remo says, would it be any different if Carmelo hit the dude and he died from hitting his head on the ground? Because it was a case of that. I seen the case about a white guy jumped on this black guy, and then, you know, when the black guy defended himself and knocked dude out, he hit his head and he died. Now that was set, and they trying to lock him up. Now that's bogus as hell, because the footage clearly shows him being attacked first and you know what I'm saying, and not swinging. You know what I'm saying? And then when he decides to swing back, he connected and knocked him out, and he hit his head. Like, so that's what I'm saying. So would they rather him stood there and not fight back and get beat? And then what if the white guy would have knocked him down and he would have hit his head? So I get that. So, you know what I'm saying? I understand that. What you think about that, Frank?
I'm sorry. About what? Specifically?
about the white guy that jumped on the black guy and the black guy started fighting back.
Sorry, yeah, brain fart. Yeah, about people getting, you know, killed because they hit their head wrong, get knocked down. I don't know. That's a tricky one. On the one hand, anytime you get into a fight, I guess you should kind of go into that knowing that you may be responsible for how that turns out, even if it
but do you think a person should be prosecuted?
On the other hand, there's obviously not intent. You know, if someone gets up in my face and I push them away and they trip and hit their head and die, it wasn't my intent to kill them. Of course not. So it's messy. I feel like.
See, but I'm saying if it was the other way around,
we have to really go at it with a fine-tooth comb. In those instances where something like that happens, you gotta like.
No, we gonna go at it with reality, because if it was the other way around and the white boy pushed him and he hit his head and died, the white boy wouldn't be getting prosecuted. I guarantee.
Or at least would probably fare.
This is what I'm saying, and that's the truth. We know that's the truth.
His outcomes in court wouldn't be as.
We know this the truth. We ain't even gotta. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the truth. So it's great. That's why I say a lot of this should be, you know what I'm saying? So DC says, my default is, if you're not the proper enforcement, keep your hands off me. And I agree, and I totally agree. I totally agree. I totally agree. He said it don't matter. I'm not taking no L. He said now 1-on-1, it is what it is. But 2 or 3 on 1, any means necessary. I totally agree. I agree. I would agree, man. I guess so. Now that y'all saying it, but again, we still speculating. But I'm pretty sure it was probably they walked up on him. It wasn't just that. See, because like I said, see now STS is in Houston, so he said it was some twins. But the article that I read said it was Austin Metcalf, the one that approached him. So now STS said that it's a witness that said that some twins approached him. So that's what I'm saying. So it had to be all three because the one article that I read said that it was Austin. So it could have been Austin and those 2 other boys that approached him. And maybe one of those witness or 2 of those witnesses are those twins that saying that he just instantly turned around and stabbed them. Now these other witnesses that STS the dog is talking about, I don't know the story. See, that's what I'm saying. It's all a bunch of speculation. But again, we can really kind of break it down because if it started in the stands or with some bullshit talk that didn't really concern them, and maybe they was fucking with the boy because, like I said, it was a sporting event, and the father didn't say that Carmelo was talking to them. He just said he was mouthing off, and they turned around and addressed it and was like, "Who is you?" Which they should have been minding their business because he wasn't talking to them. You see what I'm saying? So when they turned around and asked him who he was, "Who is? I'm Mello. Who is y'all?" Woo woo. Then they got to telling him, "Well, you don't belong over here. You need to beat it." You know what I'm saying? And then like the father say, it got the words got a little bit more harsher. So that's when he said he stepped in and he asked the young man to move, and he said Carmelo told him make me. You know what I'm saying? So, but however it went, I guess he moved apparently, and when he moved, he went under their tent, or he might have stopped by their tent, or he could have just been standing there, whatever the case may be. And then that's when these guys approached him and told him like, "Look, you don't belong right here neither. This is my tent." So it could have been some lingering, it could have been a lingering thing from like I say the stand. So who knows? But in any event, man, that's it's sad and tragic. You know, how what I'm saying, whatever happened or however it turned out, because one young man was unalive, and now the other young man is inside of the jail with $1 million bond. Professor Remo says he gave several warnings, and they were ignored. At what point does personal responsibility become a factor in the equation? Now, the young man did say, "Touch me and see what happened." He did say, "Don't touch me," and then he said, "Don't touch me." Then he said, "Touch me, see what happened." And then they say the boy pushed him. Right. So after Austin Metcalf pushed him, uh, they said Carmelo said, "Man, punch me, punch me if you want to. Come on, punch me." You know what I'm saying? And they say he didn't do nothing right then and there. So then I guess I don't know if he turned around or however the case may have been. And then they said once Austin Metcalf proceeded to try to move him after he said punch me, he said that's when what I'm saying, he stabbed him.
So that's what I'm talking about when I say like I'm not sure like how to react, because even right now I'm still getting new information, hearsay of like they may have been that they said this and he said that and he said she said they said.
No, this is
It's
what
like
the father said. He seen this in the stands.
and I feel like I would want to spend an hour learning everything I could know about
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah. Read up on it, man, and let's come back and have a discussion on it, brother. Yeah, I appreciate that because but again, it still can be tricky even once we gather all the details. Because again, even if we gather all the details and we decide, okay, well, yeah, they was trying to jump on him, I still don't think he should have stabbed him. But again, y'all saying 3-on-1 calls for the means to defend yourself because again, we don't know if they can fight, linebacker or not. Frank, we don't know if they can fight. So again, 3-on-1, you get down on the ground and you got 3 people, surrounding, pounding, kicking.
It's kind of so out of my world that I've never been in a fight. I consider it a failing that if a disagreement gets to raised voices, like if I'm yelling at someone, that's already time to cool it down. I never get physical with somebody ever anything. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not a fan, man.
I about knew that big.
I don't know what goes on in those situations.
I about knew that, Frank. Well, everybody isn't as fortunate as you to have never been in a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's because I don't enraged
You
me.
can't
Like,
say
I
that
don't
because
know.
a lot of people don't put themselves in that situation. So you can't say that. A lot
Even
of
if
people
someone,
don't.
even if someone was to fuck with me, and would typically set someone off, I'm just gonna say you're an
Well,
idiot,
so
be
so
about my day.
one of your moderator compadres said, then you aren't qualified to have an opinion. I'm just saying
Which
if
is
you
the
ain't never
first thing
been
I
in this
said,
fight. Yeah,
is I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, but I do think he does have the right to defend himself. But again, Professor Remo and Brother DC, I say you still should have punched. I say use your hands before you pull out weapons and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you'd have got down on the ground and in a bad spot to where you really felt in danger or in fear of something happening to you, okay, now you pop up with the knife and be like, okay, back up off me, come up swinging. I wouldn't necessarily poke nobody. Now, if they tried to still come at me or engage in some type of confrontation or physical altercation, once I pop up with the knife, okay, then we know that they don't care. So guess what? Now I don't care because I have to defend myself. So in a case like that, or if it's a situation like that, I understand. But still, even with that understanding, there still has to be some type of legal precedent that has to take place, or some type of punishment, or some type of acknowledgement of the situation. I mean, we can't always say everything is self defense, even when it is self defense, because again, you know, just like when our kids are in school and somebody hit them and then they get into a fight, what do we always say? Go tell the teacher if somebody hit you. You shouldn't hit them back first, you know what I'm saying? But you always but your kids always grow up with hearing you tell them don't let nobody put their hands on you. If they hit you, hit them back. But now when they do that, you're telling them, oh well, don't do that. Make sure you tell the teacher if somebody hit you. Now, you don't think that's fucking confusing to a child? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there have been I hear bits and pieces sometimes of situations where you've got a bully that is mercilessly picking on a kid, messing with a kid, and then one day the kid finally snaps and defends himself, and then they get in trouble for that, which that's kind of bullshit. Um, that any victim of a fight gets in the same trouble as the bully. I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
But
Brother DT says, now with all that being said, no, he should not have been in a tent. That's going to escalate the situation, especially you have a knife, you wanted to stab somebody. See, Brother DC, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said what I said. Y'all got into it in the stands. So even if they did walk up, that's why I said what I said about the stabbing situation. Now, again, I get it. You know what I'm saying? You got three white boys in your face. You know what I'm saying? But again, why you by the tent? Oh, again, like I say, I don't know if he just stopped by the tent or if he, you know what I'm saying, went over there on purpose. We don't know, man. Or if he wanted to escalate the situation. But that's why I say at 17, man, you know what's going on, man. Get away from that situation, calm that situation down, because this situation could have been avoided. Now that it wasn't avoided, now you're asking the officers, can you claim self-defense and is he okay and all this extra shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I think you got up out of there after you stabbed him and then you turned yourself in to authority. So later you turned yourself in. Man, it's just crazy, man. It's a situation of that I hate to hear, especially amongst the youth. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we trying to put them in a different spot, in a different light, in society and in life. And then we go ahead and we do these things. But hopefully, like I said, I send out my condolences to the unalived individual, and I want to send out my condolences to the family of the young man that's locked up. And hopefully, man, it's a situation that he can say and use self defense, and he get out of this situation, and he takes this as a valuable lesson, and he can move on with his life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I would like to say. He say, nah, Kyle Rittenhouse, George Zimmerman, and other examples got away with killing people when they provoke the need to stand your ground. Goose Gander situation. And you're absolutely correct. You know what I'm saying? And I've been hearing people say, well, Trayvon Martin beat the hell out of Zimmerman. And y'all got to understand, come on, man. If I'm getting followed, ain't nobody, you not finna just let nobody follow you, bro. I don't give a hell And then they tried to make it seem like he was he was in the gang, he was selling drugs, and he couldn't stay in school. He was only fucking 15, 16 or some shit like that, bro. Like he was in come on, man. Y'all gotta we gotta stop with these bogus ass narratives when it comes to shit like this. Now, with this, even with this, like with Zimmerman following him. And my thing is this: so you shot him after you got whooped? Like I don't understand. Like a lot of shit just don't make sense, man. Now the Kyle Rittenhouse shit, that was that was just he should be his ass under the jail. And I ain't saying Zimmerman shouldn't, because his ass should be under the jail too. But because ain't no way in the hell you just following. And then after the police tell you not to follow and you still following, and do you expect someone not to put their hands on you or not to confront you or ask you what the hell is going on when they know that you following them? You know what I'm saying? That's kind of crazy, man. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of I just believe that's fucking insane. But again, people get away with what they get away with, and it's hard for us to survive. So that's why and that's another reason why I say, and not necessarily saying running from the situation, but that's another reason why I say you got to be cognitive aware. You got to be aware of these situations. You got to know that what's going to provoke, what's going to incite a certain situation, a circumstance, man, and know how to walk away from it. You know what I'm saying? That's what earlier when I started broadcast, when I was talking about a man, just because you got a penis and a ball, balls and a penis don't make you a man, because sometimes you as a man, and I'm using that term loosely, sometimes we don't know how to walk away from situations or deal with situations. We don't have emotional intelligence and control over certain situations that happen to us, and when we react to these things without having these things, it's consequences to suffer. And then we want people to have empathy for us. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but in certain situations and shit, man, come on, man, we do put ourselves in a lot of bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna even lie. Hey, come on, y'all. We gotta say that. Now we gotta keep it real and take accountability and responsibility for a lot of the shit we do. We sometimes, man, as these young brothers out here, man, they put themselves in a lot of messed up situations where they don't even have to be in these situations. But anyway, with that being said, man, hey, I know I'm talking a lot, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to the stream tonight, man. Big ups to my moderator for hitting the panel, man. He done lost the big in front of his name, so he just Frank now because he tried to jump on me. You know what I'm saying? But you know how I like to do, man. Frank, go ahead and close us out with some words of inspiration or some knowledge that you want to get to the people.
I started to give you my little news anecdote, or my little news tidbit for today. I never got back to it. David Pakman, who was kind of starting to worry about, if there's going to be any forces that try to sort of silence him from this administration. Seeing as how the channel is one of the bigger progressive content creators. He's up there with, Brian Tyler Cohen, and the Majority Report with Sam Cedar is another big one. Hassan Piker being the biggest one on Twitch. It's a pretty small ecosystem when it comes to progressive political commentary, and they've been approached by some lawyers, some big DC lawyers back in like January, February, that basically said, look, keep your eyes peeled, because they might start to fuck with you. And it brings me no pleasure to say that he called it, that they're right, they're starting to get fucked with. That someone that works for AWS, the cloud hosting side of Amazon, revealed that their biggest government contract, so within the Trump admin, is threatening to withhold business from, they don't go out and say it, but it's obviously Amazon. They say, you've 100% heard of us. We sell books online, but I work for the cloud web services portion of the company. If you don't, basically it was a list of books to remove, content removal, that if you don't remove these, so like I think 5 or 6 books of that list were one from Brian Tyler Cohen, and another was David Pakman's recently released book called something about the echo chamber, how right-wing politics, brought us into a post-truth America, or something like that. He released a book. Anyway, so yeah, it's censorship. The government is threatening to withhold huge chunks of a business from AWS if they don't take media that's critical of Trump off of their platform.
Well, that's not new, man. That's not new. They trying to say.
Well, yeah, it's maybe not new entirely, but it is kind of a breaking situation with that. I mean, that's an outlet where I do get a lot of my news and commentary. So it's the largest kind of scandal, if you want to put it in those terms. It's the largest thing of this nature that has hit that channel. So I feel like it hits. I'm not like I'm not like a huge fanboy or anything. I think the guy does good work. He did a children's book about critical thinking I bought for my niece one time. But yeah, hopefully this doesn't result in the little guy getting his voice snuffed out. So.
Yeah, well, they're gonna drop the look out. They always drop the look out. But anyway, man. With that being said, man, all my people out here talking bad about Trump, be careful about what y'all say, because Frank just let us know that they will be trying to knock y'all ass off off the air. So please be careful what y'all say about Frank. And if y'all want to support the young guy Carmelo Anthony, man, he got a Give Send and Go account. They're trying to raise $350,000, man. I'm assuming for lawyer and bond fees. So if y'all want to donate to that, man, go check that out. Again, if y'all believe that him being locked up is righteous in his self-defense, go check it out, man. Make sure y'all go follow my boy Frank on his Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv/philosophies, man. Well, check out my moderator, man. Big ups to everybody that tuned in tonight, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and thumb up the video. Also, man, make sure y'all hit one of them membership packages, man. We got 3 membership packages. Make sure y'all adorn one of them. And if y'all don't do that, man, make sure y'all support and donate to the channel, man, by hitting that Cash App down and keep the channel growing and flowing, man, and keep us breaking this good information and good conversation to y'all. With that being said, man, I'm gonna leave y'all how I came to you, man. Let's keep everyone in our thoughts, prayers, views, and meditations. Again, let's keep everyone in our thoughts, our prayers, views, and meditations. One last time, let's keep everyone in our thoughts, prayers, views, and meditations. And don't forget those 5 key components of life. That's love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. Love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. One more time. Love, peace, respect, motivation, and inspiration. And with that being said, man, if ain't nobody told you today that they love you, man, like Roscoe always say, Roscoe and Bearded Conversation love you, man. And with that being said, all superheroes don't wear capes, but they still need their theme music. So to all my superheroes, all my Beardonians, and all my beautiful people, until tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a job. He won't even pay. Hard work and dedication. Ain't no judgment. We just having conversations. Ain't no need for fun. Give you an opinion, and then you do what you want. But we gon' listen. Tell you what you need, not what you want. Cook and kick and karate. Come and get out.
Don't forget to like the video, thumb up the video, man. We on our way out the door, y'all. So make sure y'all hitting that like button, man. And don't forget, man, to tune in every Monday through Thursday to Bearded Conversation, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central Time. And also, don't forget to tune in to Bearded Studios, Real MCs Talk, every Friday, man, where we highlight and promote independent music artists, man. We play their music, we give them a little interview, man, and we send them on their way. Y'all know what it is, y'all. And don't forget to check out Bad TV every Saturday from 11 to 5 in the morning, man. We'll be spinning good vibes only, man. Y'all know what it is. Same black time, same black channel. Talk black to me, y'all.
Champagne and bubble bath. That is all finna say. Niggas rather hear where the fuck you been or what it is you gon' pay. See, real, no real. And this is not for the motherfucking fake. It ain't a radio station. And no one here hates. See, we give an opinion on what the fuck we heard. I can get annoying and probably get on your nerves, but you gon' be okay. We here to brighten up your day. from the first day of June
to the last day in May. Hey, don't forget to check out those 5 melanated black businesses too, y'all. That's Dan Soul Food and Bakery, Lynn Chicago Pizza, Urban Lux Cafe, Cafe where grown folks play in the house of health and wellness, y'all. Hey, and shop with all my melanated brothers and sisters out there, man. Make sure y'all go spend y'all money, circulate that black dollar, build back up our communities and our economy, man. Let's keep it going. Y'all know what we're about. Hey, and on the way out the door, don't forget, those that fuck with us, fuck with us. Those that don't, fuck with us anyway. And we out. Hey, hey. Hey, man. Big ups to my residential Dominican from the Dominican Republic, my boy, yo boy, Cito boy, for this smooth groove. Hey, man, that's always a decent way, man, to go out, man. You know what I'm saying? We come in on a high note and we go out real smooth, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Y'all know what I like to leave y'all, man. When we come together, man, we always meet on the level. Once we in each other's presence, may we always be humble and plumb. And when we leave each other's presence, may we always part on the square. With that being said, man, peace and blessings to the chat. Peace and blessings to the fam that just tuned in. Hit that like button on the way out, man. Make sure y'all tuning in tomorrow for Bearded Studios, Real MCs Talk. We will be in the building, 9 p.m. Central Time. Until then, y'all, peace, blessings, love, and we out.